by or not, but we are doing it live. We're doing it live. Matchups are on the screen. Talk about what you want. Mike Evans, great news we got a little while ago or earlier today that Mike Evans is now upgraded from doubtful, which rarely happens, upgraded from doubtful to questionable. Looking like Mike Evans will play. Will he be on a limited snap count? Will he be used in the goal line situations enough, or end zone, red zone situations, that he will be useful and start worthy over, so many more people? We're live on YouTube, Twitter, going live on IG right now, and Twitch and Facebook. So bring the questions. Let's get ready for week one. Ugly in the house. What's going on, Ugly dude? Appreciate you being here. I appreciate all of you. My Instagram was locked up, and so I'm on my personal account, and I'm pretty depressed about not being able to access all the following and contacts and everything, all the DMs and all the content I had. Hoping that gets itself worked out with IG. I'm in contact with them, so hang tight on my Instagram account, my @thefantasyfootballshow on IG. You can follow me at Smitty1com, Smitty1, like .com, Smitty1com on IG. You can find me there. But we're live on IG. We're live on IG right now as well. So we're live all over the place. We have how many people checking in so far? Roll call. How you take roll call on the Fantasy Football Show moving forward is you hit that thumbs up button. So let's take roll. Everybody hit that thumbs up. Take roll. I'll mark you as present and not tardy. Thank you. Jake says nice hat. And we're going to get into some questions. We've got this question from Twitch. Twitter. Sorry, Twitter. Gibson, Mack, or White at flex. I'm going to go Gibson if it's me. Roll the dice just a little bit. James White, Julian Edelman, D. Jax. Give me White. I think White's going to get a ton of work. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it. Akers, Zach Moss. You had Sanders. What did I say about...
Take a lap. Take a lap.
I got a lot of heat. I mean, it's 1 week. Evans almost missed the week too, so you can't I can't go at Sanders too hard and say, "Oh, I told you." We know he's a total bust or anything, but that was one of my biggest fears for everybody. A lot of my followers that I tell you to trust your gut, and I respect everybody's opinion, but Sanders was risky. He already is facing a historically running back by committee environment, and then now he's not even playing week one. I know Sanders owners are panicking. Boston Scott or Ingram. Probably roll Ingram, bro, but that could go either way. No question about it. If you want to join me on Smitty1.com, get on over there. What's up, Crazy? What's up, Nick? What's up, Sean? Ravens D versus Browns, or Lions versus Chicago? Ravens D. Ravens D might be one of the best starts of the week on defense. The Cleveland Browns are hampered. They're without three. They're without a lot of people on defense. They're going to get completely dominated in this game, I think. Let's see. We got a super chat. Super chat from Huey. Huey, thank you, kind sir. Judy or McLaurin? I love Judy. Judy could have a big week. Mark my words. Judy's going to probably go, I don't want to say crazy, but he's going to look so good for a rookie. But you got to go McLaurin. McLaurin has potential low wide receiver one upside. No way am I benching McLaurin. But Judy is really good. I'm so excited for Jerry Judy. Do you think the Rams, Dallas, and San Fran, Arizona games will be rescheduled? I don't know yet. I will keep you posted. I'm going live. I go live. If you don't know, you can go to my Patreon page at patreon.com/thefantasyfootballshow, or right here on YouTube. If you click the join on my main YouTube channel page, click the join button. You can join for $10 a month. You get exclusive videos. You get a Zoom call on Sunday mornings, 1 hour before kickoff. I'll be live on that Zoom call with my exclusive member group for about 30 minutes or so. Then I jump on live here on YouTube for all of you from 30 minutes before kickoff until kickoff. So I'm live on YouTube for sure for everybody, but I'm there the first half hour of that hour for my members only. Over under Gibson 13 touches, slightly over. Touches, slightly over. How do you get on the Zoom call? Little, if you are an exclusive member, and I believe you are, kind sir, it's in the community tab. If you go to my YouTube page, click on the community. I posted there right when I'm going live. Also, you should get an email when I make that post if you're a community member. Bravo Lumberger in the house. Do you have OnlyFans page also? No, I don't. There's too many. I don't want to send people too many avenues. I know a lot of people use that, but I haven't gotten into that, and I don't know that I need it. Little sody pop. I'm ready to take some questions. I'm ready to help you dominate week one as best I can. Cam Newton or Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers. I'm not benching Aaron Rodgers. I think people are way too down on this guy. He's still an elite quarterback that, yeah, maybe he's not top 4 fantasy anymore, but he still drove his team into a 13-3 record in a very, very difficult year and situation for him all year long. Losing Davante Adams, Adams coming back after injury, being totally hampered at first, not being the same old Davante Adams, and they changed the game plan, ran a bunch, and he was a field general and got them to a 13-3 record. A-Rod's fine. Adams is back. Chad Okocinco actually cried when Davante Adams sent him off-season route running film. And Ocho Cinco's an arrogant guy, and he cried about another man's route running. Davante Adams, we hit the pause button on his big year that he was supposed to have last year. It's delayed a year. Adams is going to be big. I think top 3 to 5 lock at wide receiver. Aaron Rodgers will benefit greatly from that big year. And A-Rod's going to be back in the mix for the top 5, 6, 7 fantasy quarterbacks overall. Will I have him ahead of Brady? No. Will I have him ahead of Kyler? No. Watson? Probably not. But right after those guys, Aaron Rodgers should be considered capable of scoring on any given week 6 to 10. Yet people drafted him in 10, 11, 12th round range. Crazy. Disrespect. Start Singletary or Boyd. I guess Boyd, but I'm 50-50 on that, man. I can't even tell you I'm 51-50 or 51-49. Smitty's 51-49. I can't tell you I'm 51-49. I can't. I'm 50-50. 50-50. Boston Scott. Hey, man, you know, 2 players right now, and I talked up Boston Scott a lot in the offseason. Everyone kept saying Miles Sanders is going to be uncontested. The only one there. You telling me Boston Scott is going to scare me away? Boston Scott is really, really trusted by that Eagles coaching staff. Boston Scott is pretty darn good. Not great. Good. Darn good. Not just good. Darn good. I like Boston Scott a lot. And if you're in a bind or you punted running back 2 and never recovered in your draft, James Washington. What's with me muffing up everything today? James Robinson and Boston Scott are going to be very, 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 very good savior type players for you in week 1 if you were able to get them and you didn't have a running back 2 that you loved. I think Boston Scott could drop low-end running back 2 numbers. I think James Robinson could drop pretty darn good running back 2 numbers, but you can count on flex value because you drafted him or picked him. You didn't draft James Robinson. You picked him up. You picked up Robinson, and he's in your flex spot. You're not probably considering him your running back 2, but he could play that good. I mean, could Darrell Henderson have the same career trajectory as Devonta Freeman? We don't know what's going to happen to Darrell Henderson, man. And for every person that comes at me saying you were wrong about him, I'm not telling you I wasn't wrong about the end result I was, but he hasn't been given a chance yet. Like Darrell Henderson's had 30 poorly given and crafted and designed carries at the NFL level behind a bad offensive line in 2019. Very, very tough situations on every one of those carries where he got, pretty much hit in the backfield most of the time by 2 defenders. And people are so quick to be like, he sucked. He sucked. Dylan, I missed your super chat. Sorry. 1 second. Dylan, thank you for the super chat. Dylan, I got it on the screen. I'm not saying Darrell. I'm not trying to tell you Darrell Henderson's going to still do it. I'm telling you, I don't think there's a reliable shred of evidence to think Akers or Henderson will do well. They'll start Higbee at running back. No, they won't start Higbee at running back because they won't play Higbee at tight end. I bet you they screw that up. They're going to throw Everett out there. They're going to screw up Tyler Higbee's potential breakout season because they don't know what they're doing. The Rams don't know what they're doing from their logo. Like, give me a break. From their logo to every decision they make lately has been pretty piss poor. You didn't answer Dylan's. I got Dylan's super chat right here, Mitch. And it says, hello, Smitty. Week 1 is near. JT, Hunt, or Chark? Chark, Dylan. You drafted him for a reason. You may have drafted him after these two, which is great because he was such a value. But Chark has, I think, low end wide receiver 1 appeal, and this is a pretty easy call for me because we don't know what we have in Hunt yet. On top of that, I'm not saying they're not going to run no matter what, because that's Stefanski in Cleveland. He runs. That's what he does. But the Browns are missing multiple, not one, not two, multiple defensive players in this game, and the Ravens are going to torch them. That means that Hunt may get some PPR work. That actually might be the way he actually emerges in this game. But I think what's going to happen is, between sharing carries between Chubb and Hunt being down, you're going to need a big, like randomly big play out of Hunt in order to, I think, beat out Chark, who's a safe potential wide receiver 2. You'd be lucky to get, I think, walking out of week 1 from a sharing role in Hunt's current role, who I like a lot. I love Hunt. I think Hunt can win leagues, but in week 1 with that depleted defensive unit, going up against the Ravens, probably throwing from behind in the 3rd and 4th quarter, I wouldn't risk it. And JT, he's got 2 of the running backs that he's dealing with right now, so I worry about that. I don't know that I go that direction and start JT or Hunt over Chark. I could be wrong. Anything can happen. They're all good. They're all capable. But Chark is the easy call. And thank you for the super chat. Mark Cleveland with the super chat. Thank you, kind sir. Replacing Galladay, Rager, or the Lizard, or Renfro, or Washington. Not much to pick from. Also, would you trade Boyd for Anthony Miller and Williams from Miami? No, I keep Boyd. Boyd's potentially got high-end wide receiver 3 value in 2020, so keep Boyd. Thank you, Grovel, for the question and always being here to support. Warren, got your question on screen here. Don't you worry. It's not going anywhere. Jordan, your question's right here, not going anywhere. Thank you guys for the super chats. Replacing, okay, so Rager, we don't know what kind of value he has yet. And he could have one of those week 1 rookie outings, and I could see it now. Smitty, you told me not to bench Rager. Told me to bench Rager and not play him. But I think I go with the Lizard, man. I don't know. This is a tough one. I kind of like the Lizard. Not like as anything but like a home run, like swing for the fences because you're injured, like in this situation. But let's look up Rager real quick. Hold on. Let me hold on that one. Let's come back to that, Mark. Let me answer these two. I'm thinking on that one, and I'm going to pull up some news. Let me pull up some news on Rager and just see how healthy he is, because I worry about it. And then I'll get to these other questions as well. I got to click on something for housekeeping reasons here on the YouTube channel. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers here on the YouTube show. So please continue to hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up if you're new. Subscribe. Let's take this show into the promised land, and let's make this the biggest and best show on the internet and on YouTube for fantasy football content. And I will say that right now we're in the temporary studio. I should probably put that on the screen so people don't think this is how I roll every week. We're building the new studio. It should be ready soon. I'm guessing in the next couple weeks. So Mark, I'm gonna answer that question in a second. 112 eyeballs. Please hit the thumbs up if you're in YouTube land or wherever you are. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitch or Tweeter, who do I start at flex? Chubb at the Ravens or Scott at Washington? You can't bench Chubb. You can't take a piece of news like Miles Sanders not playing, Boston Scott coming in to be a really cool flex play in week 1. Like a cool flex play, a fun flex play. Fun. That's not a running back 1. Chubb, you drafted in the first round for a reason, or at least the high second. You've got to roll with that decision. You know, I don't know how it's going to pan out all year, but this is a running back 1 until he gets hurt. Maybe he doesn't even get hurt, but you cannot get cute Warren in week 1. Roll with your boy Chubb, and thank you, Warren, for the super chat. So now I'm without Sutton at the flex. Pick 1. Boston Scott, Jonathan Taylor, Deontay Johnson. That's tough. I mean, Scott's safe. I hate to give you like a wishy-washy answer here, but sometimes the answer is not clear-cut, so I want to give you, pick your poison type of angle here. Boston Scott safe. You want safe. If you need safe, looking at your lineup, if your matchup calls for safety, you kind of already have a little lead. Boston Scott. If you need a home run, I think Taylor's the guy you plug in, but I think Boston Scott's steady. So you kind of got to decide what you want to roll with, what kind of formula you want to bring to the table in your week 1 matchup. Thank you for punching that thumbs up. I appreciate it, guys. Replacing Galladay. Oh, yeah, I already read that one. I'm thinking on that one, Mark. What do you think of my Gurley pick in the 6th round? JP says, I like Gurley in the 6th round, bro, and I appreciate the super chat, JP. Gurley in the 6th round. You know why I like Gurley in the 6th round, though? Because you can trade him. I draft Gurley to trade him. That's the only time I ever draft Gurley. And to put that into context, though, I've never drafted Gurley once in 2020 drafts. I have 18, 19 leagues I'm in, and I never, ever landed Gurley one time because he didn't fall far enough and cross that line where I'm willing to draft him. I'd rather not play around with drafting Gurley in the 4th round to just trade him for an A.J. Brown who I could have got anyway because I'm afraid that I won't get, the value back, and I pulled the trigger on some lesser. No, I'd rather just take A.J. Brown in the 4th round. If I'm looking at Gurley and DK, or if I was in the 5th round, I'd rather just take DK Metcalf. So Gurley falling to the 6th round, I get it. I would have took him and traded him. But, why not take him at that range? What's good? Emmanuel Sanders is tough to play, man, and not against Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley could be a high-end wide receiver 2 in 2020. Sanders is like that flex play, bro. So you're on whole different tier levels here. Sanders doesn't belong in the conversation of Ridley. I'm not saying that on any given Sunday, and it could be week 1, man. This is just the way it all unravels, man. So you got to play the odds. I could be wrong to this week, but I'm playing the odds. Sanders is not going to typically outscore Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley's on a different tier. I'm not saying don't get Sanders into a flex spot, but Calvin Ridley should be like your wide receiver 2. So if you're going to debate your flex spot, thank you for the super chat, Sebastian, but you got to debate Sanders with someone else. It can't be that. Damon Money Balls Clayton dropping the super. Singletary against the Jets or Mac via Jacksonville. Jeez. I think I go with Singletary. He feels like he's going to have more touches until he loses them, and I think he could because I really like Zach Moss. It's sad to say that because I was so high and still am on Singletary's talent, but it feels like he's losing that kung fu grip on that starting job. So I'm going to go Singletary for this week, but sell high if he has a big week. I'm not feeling confident about the whole situation, not just talking about talent. I can separate that talent evaluation and then what's really happening all sum total. And sum total, I'm not liking what I'm taking in with Singletary. I feel like it's going to end badly for whatever reason. Cooper or McLaurin, God, that's tough because, I mean, you draft Cooper, you know, way higher than you draft McLaurin, but I think McLaurin could be that good, man. I love McLaurin. Probably go Cooper in week 1, but I can't tell you to bench McLaurin, but find a way to get McLaurin in there too. Who's your flex option? Like Cooper has to be your wide receiver too. McLaurin has to be in the flex consideration. What's up, Chris? What's up, Nico? How is Carson Wentz a QB1? I don't know. He's not my QB1. Standard league need wide receiver 3 to fill Galladay's spot. Judy or Ruggs? Give me Judy. I don't blame anybody for going Ruggs or Judy. Like there's an argument to be made here, but I love Judy. And Sutton being hampered or out means that Judy's going to be featured and mature fast. I can't wait to see the dude on the field. Wide receiver 3 filling Galladay's spot. Judy. Okay, got that one. Smitty, what about Samuel? Talking about Deebo Samuel? Hunt or Gibson? Standard. You got to go Hunt. Until Gibson gets more of a guaranteed workload, you can't worry about that. Evans is looking like he'll play, which is fantastic news. You never really hear about a player going from questionable to doubtful, and then on Friday night or Saturday night, going from doubtful to questionable and looking likely to play. So this is good news. I'm starting him. I don't care if he's on a snap count. I'm not putting Evans on the bench. He could get 2 touchdowns and 40 yards. And Tom Brady loves the guy. And the rapport between Thomas, the GOAT Brady, and Mike Evans is like the rapport between me and you all. It's like clockwork. We get in, we do business. You know, Beyond Reason drops a $2 super chat without even looking. I catch Hernandez's super chat without looking. Money because you deserve it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Ricky says Hernandez. Thank you. You guys keeping the lights on. Gibson. Look at Carlos flexing. Gibson or Anthony Miller? I'm going Gibson on this one because they're both not guarantees for anything, but I like the upside. Go get them, and I appreciate you. Would you start Bell or Keenan Allen? Give me Keenan Allen. Even in standard, give me Keenan Allen for right now until we know what's going on with Lev Bell. Aloha, Smitty, PPR, Odell, Hollywood, Gallup, and Zach Moss start too. Zach Moss is a guy in waiting, a guy you wait to trade or start or just, smile ear to ear once he gets in there, but you can't put him in yet, I don't think, not over Hollywood. So this is your choice. Like, you got to go Odell and Hollywood, in my opinion. You could go Gallup with one of those spots, but I'm not benching Hollywood, and it'd be pretty hard to sit Odell for Gallup, especially if the Browns are behind in this game, which I fully expect with a depleted defense and going up against the Ravens. Odell could get a lot of targets in this one, and he's healthy at least. Mid-season we'll see what happens if he gets banged up. But Odell, you can't bench Odell. You drafted Odell in the 4th or 5th round. You can't get cute and put in Moss or Gallup when their situations haven't changed too much over the last week or two. Moss is getting talked about a lot, but the workload's probably still going to be what we thought it was a month ago. Mostert or Ingram? Give me Mostert. He's going to break off a big long run against the Cardinals. My Cardinals, I'm unbiased about it. Mostert, I believe, will have a big game. I like Ingram. You would not be crazy whatsoever to go Ingram, but if I was leaning in one direction, and this is my team, I'm leaning a little bit toward, or this way, to the Mostert Give me the Mostert. This is a tough one. D. Jackson and AJ Green. AJ Green's supposed to be 100%. Let's give him a go. Throw him out on the field, Umberger. Let's see what he's got. Mayfield or Burrow. Give me Mayfield. Thrown from behind. You know, he might have some picks. So depending on if your league's like minus 15 for an INT, then I'm gonna rethink my answer again. But Mark Cleveland, I got to answer your question. I wanted to pull up the news on Rager and just make sure I have the right info. So Jalen Reagor. Let's take a screenshot. We're doing this live, and we'll put this on screen for you, Mark. Mark, are you still there? I hope you are. You are. You never leave. You don't come on a show and then leave. That ain't Mark. Okay. Rager had a full practice Friday. It appears Rager, after suffering what appeared to be a fairly serious injury at the end of August, will be ready to roll against Washington in Week 1. Fantasy players who took advantage of Rager's falling ADP could be rewarded handsomely. You know, given the situation in that wide receiver room in Philly, I'm going with Rager. I'm changing my mind. I'm changing directions, Mark, and I think it's probably safer. I hope I don't live to regret that, because I was leaning Lazard, but I'm starting to feel like, you know what? Judy, some of these rookies are going to be forced. And we talked about this in the offseason. The COVID-19 offseason was going to have more soft tissue injuries, reasons to be afraid. What's up, Thomas? What's up? I'm over on Smitty1.com. If you want to get more interactive, I thought I'd let you Instagram people peep in on the show. But if you want to get in on it, ask questions, make sure you get on over to Smitty1.com, which is also the handle here. And if anybody wants to know where my IG account is, I'm working on that. Super chats by Jordan and Mark. Thank you, kind gentlemen. Would you start Hollywood over DJ? I wanted to get this question because I saw it. Would you start Hollywood over DJ Moore or Lockett? I would. I would start Hollywood over DJ Moore, but that's me. Make sure you trust your gut, because I'm a little crazy when it comes to Hollywood Brown. I'm not biased. I'm just very, very amped about him. Jordan with the super chat. Really like Evans, but need Godwin to blow up for 30-plus points. Also, what are your thoughts on Hayden Hurst? Okay, so Godwin, don't worry about, you want Godwin and Evans on the field. I get what most people are going to think. Oh, only one can blow up. No, Tom Brady is capable of chewing gum and walking very slowly, not running, but walking at the same time. Tom Brady will feed all of his receivers in that Arians offense and Arians attack. Don't worry about it. You don't want Godwin just getting double teamed all the time. This offense is very dynamic, and Godwin will do well catching short. All the short yardage stuff, I mean, he'll get long stuff too, but Evans is going to be, I think, the big play guy, and he's hampered, so Godwin's going to have a big game anyway. Hayden Hurst, I don't get the Hayden Hurst love. And let's pull Hurst up right now. I'll take a screenshot. We're doing this live. This is Hayden Hurst's game log. Actually, it won't show me. Let's see. Hayden Hurst game log 2019. I think some of you will be surprised by this. If I miss a super chat, please tell me when I come back. Here's the regular season game log for Hayden, the breakout Hurst that everybody has, higher than so many other players that I totally disagree with. Jack, I got your super chat on screen. Mark, I think I got yours on screen here. Drop Lazard. Yeah, so let me keep those there. I'll answer those in 1 second here. This is Hayden Hurst's game log right here. I understand the volumes there for Hayden Hurst. I get it. I get the appeal. I get that people say that Atlanta's going to, feed him a bunch of work. But this is his game log right here. Okay, 35 yards, 9 yards. I'm working my way backwards here. 35, 9, 19, 73, and 1 touchdown in early December against the Bills was a good outing. 21, 0, 16, 20, 15, 10, 4, 32, 39, 14, 1 yard, and 41 yards. He only had 2 touchdowns on the year. 2 touchdowns. This to me is not the makings of the player that everybody's talking about. Like, I get that the volume's there. I get everybody wants to believe that Hayden Hurst, by way of volume, by force feeding him with a spoon and shoving footballs down his throat, that Hayden Hurst is going to deliver top 5 tight end numbers. I watched the film on him too. I like him. He's not like ultra special. He's good. He's okay. He's okay. And he's in an environment where he'll probably get a lot of targets, but we don't even know if he'll be able to handle them. And everybody's drafting him way above Gronk. I took him in the Throne League. I took Gronk in the Throne League, and I have Gronk in my top 6 to 7 for tight ends. And I don't have Hayden Hurst in my 6-7. And I got ripped apart from all 11 other owners and communities in the Throne League on Instagram. Smitty likes Gronk more than Hayden Hurst. I put a poll up on my own stories page and got outvoted by all my people. Like, you know, even I think 30% of us liked Gronk, and the rest of everybody else loved Hayden Hurst more and thought I was crazy. I don't understand the appeal. I like TJ Hawkinson more than Hurst. I think TJ Hawkinson, if he stays healthy, which is his only concern, TJ Hawkinson, let me put this on screen for the people in the back. TJ Hawk and son, the next Kittle. TJ Hawkinson. Let me make this bigger. Could very well be the next George Kittle. Injury is his only roadblock. I like Hawkinson more than Hurst. I don't hate Hurst. I don't predict bust for Hurst. I just don't see Hurst the same as everybody else. It's nothing to do with hating on the guy. So I just don't get where it's coming from. Whether it was playing time, whether it's whatever, I don't see where the appeal is to rank him way above Gronk, way above guys like Fant and Hawkinson, especially Hawkinson. I think Hawkinson's hiding. That's my take on that. Jack, Melvin Gordon or Boston Scott. Jack, don't get cute, Jack.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
I hate giving super chatters
Take a lap.
the lap buttons. And you know, in a way, Jack, I almost want to take those back because I really like Boston Scott this week. Cue the music. Let's take this to the people. What do you guys like? I want to see it in the comments here. Boston Scott or Melvin Gordon? Punch it. Tell me, chat. Let's do a vote. Because honestly, after I sent the take a lap buttons Jack's way, I felt a little bit like maybe I like Boston Scott. I'm tempted to go Boston Scott, but here's the thing. You can't get cute. You can't get cute. And Melvin Gordon showed no signs of like, oh, things have gotten worse. LeBron. Chris says LeBron. We've got no signs whatsoever that things have gotten worse for Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon has had 4 straight years of 8 touchdowns or more and 40-plus receptions. 4 straight years with both of those categories. Matthew Berry came on my show in April, and we talked about that. And he is the one that first said that on my show. And I'm higher on Melvin Gordon than he is, and he was still, touting some of those stats. Honestly, I want to say Boston Scott just for fun, because it sounds fun. Put Boston Scott in there. Good story. Good story. But you can't bench Melvin Gordon. He's a fourth and a half round back. And Boston Scott, whether we love him or not, is still going into an environment where they do typically split carries up. We don't know. It could be Clement. Is Clement even playing tomorrow? Is he even on the team anymore? I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is they're capable of still sharing carries, even though Sanders is out. They figure out a way. I think it's getting too cute. Melvin Gordon got outplayed by a 5'4" running back. How, Wesley? Melvin Gordon, in half of a season, continued his streak that no other running back in the NFL has been able to accomplish. 4 straight years of 8 touchdowns or more and 40-plus receptions. So I don't know how anybody is clowning on Melvin Gordon's 2019 performance. And it could be Lindsey Smitty, says Scott. Go with your gut, Jack. Go with your gut. Dr. Raj joining us. Dr. Raj joining us. Dr. Raj. What's up, man? My man? Hold on one second. Let me get you on screen here.
Hold on. I might need to use my other phone. I don't want to die on you.
Okay. Let me see if I can get your. I gotta get you smaller. Hold on one second. We're doing it live, Dr. Raj. We're doing it live.
What's that?
We're doing it live. We're gonna make you a little square.
Excited,
hold on.
bro.
Okay, Dr. Raj. We'll put him right here for all the people. I got a couple super chats I need to get answered, so you can help me here.
Get myself situated.
Yeah,
hold
okay.
up.
If you hear him, you can chime in. Thank you, Jordan, for the super chat. Yes, I can see you. Can you guys hear Dr. Raj okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear Dr. Raj okay. Why are there only 62 likes and 161 people in the live, says Labello? That's a great question, and there's 172 in the live. I don't know.
Real quick, did you get your page back?
Not yet.
You did the appeal, though?
I did.
We good. You good. You're going to get it back tomorrow morning. It's going to be like Christmas. I'm telling you, I have a feeling.
I'm giving away like a handful of free Sleeper U memberships tomorrow morning if my page is back. I'm just going to be like Santa Claus.
Just do it, bro.
I'm going to be like Santa Claus, giving out free SleeperU.com memberships.
I really hope you get your page back, man.
Like
you
candy.
deserve that page to come back. It's a shitty feeling when you lose it. Yeah.
Jeffrey says, I had to come to your YouTube. Smitty is paying no mind to Graham. It's not my fault, Jeffrey.
It's hard when you're running 3 different things at once.
But no, it's also hard when you don't have a page. Your page gets taken down. Hey, real quickly, Rager for the Eagles, who was hurt, but he's going to play now and everything looks good for him. Or do you start Lazard, the second wide receiver on the Green Bay Packers?
I'll take the safe pick and go Lazard, because I don't like mess with guys that are injured that haven't played a game yet.
That's coming from a doctor, Mark. But I went ahead and changed it to Rager because my first answer was Lazard, but I'm kind of torn on it. Lazard for Latavius Murray, 4 bench spots, and a flex. I like Lat Murray. I don't think Lazard is going to climb into your lineup anytime soon, so why not take the guy that has the win a league potential and Latavius Murray? Like, if he gets
Lat
in
Murray can win. He's good.
He can win you a league. So, Mark, that's my answer. Mark Cleveland with another super chat. I think I missed one up here from Hayes, and I think I missed one here from Roman, and I think I missed one above that. God, I'm behind. I'm behind.
On, Smitty. That's why you don't get the likes, because you're not getting the super chats. You got to get it faster.
I'm getting them, though. They're flowing in. Okay, so what about this one? I want to get your take on this one real quick before no one can even see me. The super chats are all over the screen. Melvin Gordon or Boston Scott? Who you like this week? I said Melvin Gordon. I told him to take a lap, and then I took it back. I said, you know what? Yeah, I like Boston Scott this week. But I think Melvin Gordon, you can't get cute. Melvin Gordon's your fourth
Melvin Gordon's a safer pick. Yeah. I always, on week 1, this is my thing. Week 1, I'm going to go safe picks because I don't know what the hell these guys that, like, there's guys that you can take a risk on, but I like to play it safe on week 1.
And this is where you can find Dr. Raj on Instagram at RSF49ers. Let me put that on screen here for you.
My light ring's not working. This is not good.
Your light ring?
My, my microphone set up and everything. You know the vibes.
Doing it live.
Deebo Samuel officially ruled out. It's a little of a bummer. They put him on the injured reserve.
Yeah,
so he's gone for 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's 3 weeks he's out.
But it not necessarily. See, this thing, because I hate when they do this and people instigate, oh, so he's not ready, he's behind. It's none of that. It has nothing to do with if he's behind schedule with his recovery or not, because he's probably ready to play. But when you got the Jets and the Giants and you're going to play next week, because they already said, oh, we'll rule him out. He hasn't practiced yet. Let's take it safe, right? Next week, if you play the Jets on turf, on artificial turf, and you're coming back off a foot injury, that's risky. So Shanahan's like, well, we'll shut him down next week. And then, the Giants, we're going to stay out on the East Coast. Why risk bringing them back when we can give them 3 weeks to recover and be even 100% healthy? Because the new rules this season with the injured reserve is there's like a short-term IR. They never had this before. It's a short-term. You can put them on the IR now, and they only are out for 3 weeks, and then they come back.
Yeah.
Before, it would be mid-season. So that's why they didn't. They were like, you know what, we might as well give them 3 weeks to let them heal, and then we'll be ready for the stretch run. But
okay, yeah. I got to blow through some of these super chats. So let's catch up with these real quick, and then we'll go to other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm still here with Rager over Kendrick Bourne too. Hawkinson's going to eat with Galladay out. Mark Cleveland says so. I definitely go Rager over Bourne myself, but Dr. Raj might have something to say. I start Hawkinson over both of them, but that's me. I love Hawkinson.
I think Hawkinson's a pick. So he's going to be a nice sleeper pick this weekend. Maybe not a sleeper for some, but he's going to be a nice pick this week. I think Hawk is a very good tight end, and we talked about this before, Kittle type potential.
Yeah.
As far as Kendrick Bourne, you might actually want to get him on your lineups in deeper leagues, sleeper league, flex position. He's going to get a red zone touchdown. He has a knack for the end zone. He's going to be the top guy as far as targets. Maybe Trent Taylor. Kendrick Bourne's actually a solid play this week. The Niners are out without Deebo Samuel. Brandon Ayuk is nursing a hamstring strain. I think Kendrick Bourne is a good play, actually. I would put him in over Rager.
Okay, MT says, beyond reason, NC didn't hear his answer to his Chark Odell flex question. Let's see. Can you post that? I got to find that question. I think my answer was start Chark and Odell Beckham Jr. Number one, Chark is a low-end wide receiver one in hiding, in my opinion, in the 4th, 5th round value that you got him. So Chark is a lock. I believe I forget your dilemma, but it was Odell and someone else. And what I told you was that Odell, the Cleveland Browns are without, I think, 2 or 3 big defensive guys. So the Ravens are going to just completely destroy him. So Odell will be probably getting a lot of targets in the 3rd and 4th quarter. So he felt like a safe call.
Actually, that's true. They're going to be playing from behind, a lot of passing situations. I think OBJ is a good play this week. But as far as DJ Shark goes, you need to start him because they're going to be in the same boat. I think they're going to have to pass a lot, and I think Minshew's going to be eaten up with Shark all night.
Yeah, and Patrick, your question here, Odell or Marvin Jones, same thing applies to you. Start Odell. He's a 4th or 5th rounder too. Marvin Jones was like could become your 3rd wide receiver, and nothing's really changed for Marvin Jones this week or last week. So no, you're getting.
I think Odell has a bounce back season this year. I think it's a nice season for Odell. OBJ is on the way.
How many likes do we got, LaBello? Prediction for Austin Eckler week 1. Give me, Dr. Raj, this is a guy that people are doubting for some crazy reason. The guy, even with Melvin Gordon on roster, is a top 5 to 10 running back all year long. Melvin Gordon is not on the roster anymore. And even though he lost Rivers, the guy that laser locks onto him and throws the football to him like crazy, he's getting not all the running work, but getting way more running work in 2020 than he's probably going to lose in PPR work. So for me,
I agree.
I think Eckler's almost, if he stays healthy, which you can't predict that with any player, but if he's healthy all game long, he's over 100 yards easy, 4 or 5 receptions easy, and like a 70% chance of at least 1 touchdown. That's my prediction for Eckler. How do you see it?
I think Eckler's your running back 1, man. And I think you're right. I don't think he's going to take a drop-off in production because he's going to be the guy that they're going to lock into, give him maybe more carry. He'll maybe have more yards on the ground, maybe not do it as far as receiving out the backfield, but I still think he's going to put up a solid amount of numbers, a solid amount of stats. Like I said, he's going to lead their workload as far as running the ball. And this is the thing. When you have a young quarterback, which the Broncos do, a very young quarterback and he's inexperienced, you go out and lean on your running game. You're going to hand the ball off more often than not. Establish that run game. And I think Eckler's going to have a nice season. And I think this weekend, Monday night when they play Tennessee, I think Eckler's going to have a very nice game because he's going to be, they got to establish that run, slow the game. You want to keep the ball out of Henry and A.J. Brown's hands on Tennessee. So I think Eckler's a good play. He'll get at least a touchdown. 100 yards total from scrimmage.
Okay,
I think he's a good play.
Speed round here, Dr. Raj. Start Boston Scott or Mostert. I know your answer. I'm going to say Mostert too. think he's going to have a big game.
2 touchdowns. Mostert's having 2 touchdowns this weekend.
Yeah.
But
Sal from Jersey. Thank you, Sal, for joining us tonight. Rager Bourne already got that question. Hey, Smitty, what do you think about this trade? Miles Sanders and Gallup for Carson and Chark. You have Carson and Chark. Honestly, even though I hate Miles Sanders at his ADP, or what it was his ADP, I think there you are. I don't think you can. I don't like Carson. I like Sanders more than I like Carson in 2020, and that's saying something because I was telling all of you to stay away from Carson, and he's out for week 1. But I don't know. What do you think about this, Dr. Raj? I like Chark a lot more than I like Gallup, but I don't like. I don't.
what was
buy
the
into
question
Chris
one more
Carson.
time? Sorry,
Chris
I missed
Carson.
Someone called me.
Chris Carson and Chark, or would you rather have Miles Sanders and Gallup? And Miles Sanders is out week 1.
Carson and Chark, man. Miles Sanders, I can't count on him to stay healthy if my life depended on it. Gallup, I like him, but is he going to even put up that much numbers compared to Chark? Chark's a not top guy.
I like
Chark's
Chark.
a top guy. Gallup,
You know what I do?
Fighting targets with Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb. Nah.
You've convinced me, Dr. Raj. You know what I do here? I take the Carson side and then I trade him because you could trade Carson high. I mean, if you can't get rid of him, then you roll the dice with Carson that he stays healthy.
Honestly, and this is the thing with Carson, I think he's actually going to be a pretty solid play. I mean, compared to a guy like I think Carson's going to put up some stats that are going to be similar to Sanders, and he had lower value, a better value in draft. And the thing with Carson is they play on a team that runs the ball. They got Russell Wilson. They run that, running style attack, spread offense, and then they like to run and pound the ball. That's the Seahawks game. They pound. Chris Carson's going to get a lot of – there's going to be some games where you're like, damn, Chris Carson, I should have had him on my fantasy team.
Yeah. Moon, I'm trying to answer some questions from the chat, too. Moon, I would rather have Darrell Henderson over Malcolm Brown, but both of them are bad options this week. But stay away from it, but if I had to pick. Okay, 2 left that we got to get off the screen here.
Let's do it, baby.
Half PPR, 2 flex spots, pick a combo. Hollywood Brown and Kareem Hunt, or Hollywood Brown and Deshaun Jackson. Hollywood Brown and Kareem Hunt. I don't know what the Deshaun Jackson love is all about this week. Like, I get it. He can emerge very quickly, but then he ends up going away. He ends up getting hurt. I don't really know why everybody's so on board with Deshaun Jackson this week over guys that they drafted a lot higher. What are your thoughts on Deshaun? We talked about these quick guys getting a lot of injuries this year because of the soft tissue injuries we expect out of everybody with the COVID-19 offseason. I think Dr. Raj is frozen.
Hey, I need. Can you give me like 5 minutes? I'll be right back.
Yeah,
I got something
no problem.
to take care of. Sorry.
No problem. We'll have Dr. Raj join us back, but I'm going to say Hunt and Brown for me. It's a pretty easy call for me, but anything can happen. Deshaun Jackson is definitely talented. JP, Dr. Raj just left, but you heard his answer, and thank you for the super chat, JP. Mostert's going to go off. Now, did I miss any? Does anybody super chat need attending to? Patrick had one. Marvin Jones or Odell. Am I crazy? Again, Odell. Okay, let me go a speed round for you and get through as many chat questions as I can. Why am I moving the microphone away? All right, let me go quick because I know a lot of you guys get frustrated when I have all these other questions. So, Fournette or Sony? Give me Fournette. Is Kittle being good or is Kitty being? Oh, Kitty. I thought you were trying to say Kittle and just misspelled it. Kitty's being good so far, but don't count him out. Don't count him out like you were counting out Mike Evans yesterday. Godwin, Kupp, McLaurin. I rank him in order of Godwin, McLaurin, Kupp myself. Sonny Michel or Leonard Fournette. I go Fournette. Marvin Jones or Ingram. I go Ingram. Do you think Montgomery is worth starting? Come on, feed him to me. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Do you think that Montgomery is worthy of starting? My team has been smashed with injuries. You got Miles Sanders out, Sutton out, Galladay out. Oh, yeah, I mean, depends on your options, but Montgomery's worth starting if you've lost all those guys, I'm sure. Long run, Darrell or Brown, just making sure. Long run, I like Darrell Henderson more than Malcolm Brown. I think Akers probably has the better chance because they seem to like him more, but we don't know what the hell's going to go on there, and I don't trust the Rams at all. Chark or Robert Woods? Give me Chark, but you're not crazy to go either. I like Chark. I have Chark ranked higher in draft rankings, so I'm going with Chark. Air quality in San Fran versus Arizona game is a factor. We'll talk about that with Dr. Raj in a second. Jordan Reed, Jack Doyle, Jonnu Smith. Start Jonnu Smith for sure. He could have a breakout year. Robert Woods or Chark. I said Chark. Choose one. Samuels, John Brown, Corey Davis. John Brown. He has the most upside. Jonathan Taylor or James White. James White safer. Taylor has more appeal and upside if you want to roll that dice and you're already down. Let's say you faced Mahomes and Clyde or whatever. I'm losing track of the chat here. Is Evans worth stashing? Evans who? What? Starting. Yes, Mike Evans is worth starting unless your options are just crazy. Like you go Hollywood Brown on your bench or McLaurin. Then you go with that player because they're probably safer. Jonathan Taylor over Mack. Probably Taylor. Fournette or Montgomery. Probably Montgomery. For a week. As long as he's good to go. You got to check the news or be on my live in the morning on YouTube here. Smitty1.com. If you lose track of where I am, hit the thumbs up on the way in, please. Wipe your feet at the door. Melvin Gordon, James White. Melvin Gordon, don't get cute. James White's a good start. Maybe you find a way to play both. I'm not telling you to bench James White. I think James White could have like a 80 and 2 touchdown type of game. But you can't bench Melvin Gordon. Jerry, Judy, or Ruggs. I'm going Judy. Big game. Akers or Fournette. Akers is probably... You know what? Akers is probably safer right now, but I think Fournette takes a hold of that decision soon. Cooper Kupp or Marvin Jones. Cooper Kupp by a mile, man. Taylor, anything can happen, though. Taylor or Scott. I think Scott's safer as of right now. Taylor, Zach Moss. Probably a tie, to be honest with you. Both sharing carries. Both have an opportunity. We don't know what's going to happen. I'd say it's darn even. Toss a coin. Toss it twice if you don't like the answer. Pick running back or flex. Jonathan Taylor, Zach Moss. Thompson, Deontay, and Brian Edwards. I think Moss and Taylor are your clear calls, but Thompson could do well. It wouldn't surprise me. Ruggs or Edwards, I go Ruggs. Smitty, who would you start in week 1? Jimmy G or Tom Brady? Tom Brady, without question. Tom Brady. Tom Brady. This isn't even close, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you, even though I'm telling you to run. Running's good for you. Don't worry about it. Don't take it offensively. Lazard, Hawkinson, Montgomery, Bell, I need to start too. Montgomery and Bell are your safe calls. Hawkinson, if you want to roll the dice. And if I had to pull one out, I'd just pull the guy that looked a little more iffy. And Montgomery could look iffy tomorrow. We got to kind of wait and see. Pick 2, Carson, Connor, Gordon. Why do you put yourself in that position? Trade away Carson on the high. Trade away Connor on the high. Trade away Gordon. You probably can't trade Gordon as easily. For week 1, Carson and Connor are probably safer, but that's tough. You're going to get that wrong 50% of the time, as will I. It's a 50-50 call. Coin toss call. I'd be irresponsible if I leaned one way too heavily. Burrow or Stafford with Galladay out. I still go Stafford. Always start Mike Evans. If he puts on the jersey, he says MT. Good advice, MT. Smitty, Drake or AJ Brown? You got to go Drake, and that's coming from the biggest AJ Brown believer. But why in the hell are you putting AJ Brown on your bench? You will not get those words to come out of my mouth. Bench AJ Brown. No, you don't. You start Drake no matter what. That's a given. You find a way to get AJ Brown in your lineup. You make a trade at midnight here. No way. I think you're saying Sims or Hawkinson. I don't know who you're trying to list there, but it's Hawkinson probably, unless that is meant to read Kittle or Kelsey. Rivers or Andrews or Waller. So Hawkinson I like a lot. Rivers or Rodgers? Go Rodgers. I think Rodgers is so disrespected right now. Do you risk starting Cortland Sutton? No. James White or Robert Woods? Probably Woods is safer, but I wouldn't be shocked if White had that big of a game. Tanking for the 1 pick, Jacksonville, no Chark, Robinson, etc. I don't take that stance, bro. It's week 1. Singletary, James White, Mark Ingram. Ingram's the safest. White second safest. Singletary's last. Scott, Mostert, or Marvin Jones Jr. I rank them in order of Mostert, Scott, and then ... space Marvin Jones. Anything can happen though. Boston Scott or Jonathan Taylor. Scott safer, but I love Taylor. He will be potentially running back 1 later, not in week 1. Boston Scott's going to probably get more opportunity. Chark or Keenan Allen. Give me Chark all day long. It could be close though. Allen's capable. Fournette, Akers this week. I'm probably going Akers by a little bit, but I think Fournette eventually wins that out. I don't trust Akers or the Rams. Do I trust Mike Evans tomorrow? I can't answer that till tomorrow, but I think for right now, I have him in my lineups because what I'm hearing is he will play. Maybe he's limited, maybe he's not. Maybe he's limited, but gets all, the touchdown throws. Thanks for the reminder about the forgot to wipe your feet. Thank you for wiping your feet, Xavier. Thank you. 202 in the chat, baby. Yes, we got 226 now. Hit the thumbs up, please, wherever you're at. If you're on Facebook, please punch it there. If you're on Twitter, punch it there. If you're on Twitch, do whatever Twitchers do. Tweet it. Tweet it. Odell or Woods this week. You gotta go. Oh, you gotta go with your gut. Is what you gotta do. I don't know. That's a 50-50 call. Woods is safer. Odell's probably a bigger home run swing that you could strike out or get 2 touchdowns because they have to run from behind. Jonu or Fant. Give me Jonu for right now. I might get nervous and sit Evans for Judy. That's not crazy, but I'd start Evans if it's me. AJ Brown or Bobby Trees. Am I missing the? I guess I don't know a player's nickname being Bobby Trees. Bad on me. Rager, Ruggs, Landry, half PPR. Landry may not even be playing much. Ruggs and Rager are rookies, so toss a coin and pick someone else maybe if you can, but probably Rager. Dr. Raj, back.
Sorry, man, busy guy.
We're doing speed round right now, Dr. Raj. Greg, I kept up pretty good. I was almost, and then I got about a whole scroll or two behind because people are posting like crazy. We got 218. Yeah, 218 in the room.
What's that?
Let's see here. Target values, my squad: running back Jacobs, Scott, Jordan Howard, Zach Moss, Jalen Richard, who I don't think is worth much, Miles Sanders, and then at wide receiver you have Allen Robinson, DJ Chark, Juju, Judy. Target values of my squad. I'm not sure what you're asking, Greg. You can ask it again and I'll try to answer it. But if I was like to tweak this team at all, I love Jacobs. Don't touch him. Scott could have good trade value, especially to the Sanders owner. So poke around there. Or you have Miles Sanders. You have Miles Sanders. Maybe you'll trade him to yourself. I think A-Rob's got good trade value if he comes out of week 1 high. I probably look to trade him because they could have a quarterback carousel going on in Chicago. And I think Chicago could be a mess this year, to be honest. I love Chark. Juju, I maybe trade high. Dr. Raj, you like anybody on that roster trade-wise? Trade away?
Say it one more time.
Jacobs, Boston Scott, and Miles Sanders. Jordan Howard, I'd trade away. Zach Moss could become a real big trading piece for you later.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders. And then he's got A-Rob, DJ Chark, Juju, and Judy.
Yeah, A-Rob, to me, I mean, I like him, but his value is not going to be so high because you're right, quarterback situation is dicey. They're starting Mitch, and then, it's tough. They got a tough situation quarterback-wise. Honestly, I think Juju is actually going to have a comeback season this year. Bounce back. They got Big Ben. And if Big Ben's there, he's going to be slinging the pill, and I think him and Juju will have a nice combination. I honestly think that Juju is going to be his top receiver. I think I like Juju more than I like Chark.
Okay.
Bold, huh?
2 to 3 to maybe 4 max word answers on these, okay?
Got it.
Russell Wilson, Drew Brees.
Russell Wilson.
Woods, I'm sorry, someone was just saying Woods. Oh, Smitty over on Twitch. I'm on Twitcher right now, too. Air quality, San Francisco, Arizona game. What happens?
So let me look it up right now what the air quality is. I'll give you a live up-to-date. Because I live in San Jose, which is really about Santa Clara. I mean, I could look up Santa Clara's air quality.
Okay,
it's the same as ours. Santa Clara air quality is 170. It's unhealthy. San Jose, where I'm at, we're at 170. So, it's the same. So, if it gets up to 200 for a prolonged period of time, they cancel the game or postpone it or they move it, whatever. They don't expect it to get over 200. A couple years back, we had the Paradise Fires. That was 2018 when we played the Giants. And the air quality index that night was 180. They played the game. So if the air quality is bad, it is what it is. They're going to play that night. What they did was they had extra oxygen for the players. So I think that's what happens tomorrow.
Okay. Stafford or Jimmy G? You got 4 words. You can't. You got to go quick. And why? Like Jimmy G because lots of passing, like something like that.
I'm gonna take Stafford on this because his matchup is nice for him and it's a sexy matchup. But Jimmy G owns the Cardinals, but I'll take Stafford.
Okay, Lost Miles Sanders. Would you go Gibson or Kareem Hunt? I think Kareem Hunt's the guy to go with until we know what Gibson's workload is going to be. That's my answer there. Wentz or Burrow, Dr. Raj? We'll rotate.
Oh, Wentz.
Quick. Okay. Wentz. Yeah, Wentz for me too. Until he gets hurt. And
until Burrow. I haven't seen Burrow play a snap in the NFL. So
Lazard, Bourne. Kendrick Bourne.
KB.
Okay, KB. Hunt has a better floor. Yeah, I agree. Hawkinson, I like a lot. Love Jimmy G this week, says MT. Start Woods and Cooper Cup, question mark. Are you think you're saying start Woods or Cooper Cup? I would go with probably...
I'd be hanging with Mr. Cooper. PPR monster. Go Cooper Cup.
Yeah, I think for right now, but that could change. But for now, Devontae Parker or Ruggs, I go Parker. Devontae Parker,
Parker, yeah.
He's you don't know what you're getting with Ruggs yet.
You don't know what you're going to get with Ruggie.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor or Cohen. Taylor for sure. Even though Cohen's potentially going to have a decent
Taylor.
role.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor. I mean, they're both sharing carries. Taylor has the potential to be like a TD guy at least.
He has a higher ceiling, yeah.
Mostert or Hunt, Dr. Raj?
Mostert, baby. 2 tutties this weekend.
Yeah. I think they're similar. I think similar value.
Wow.
Let's
True.
But I probably would lean Mostert for right now until we know what's going on with that workload. Trade Scott to the Sanders owner. Trade Scott to the Sanders owner for Terry McLaurin or Calvin Ridley. I'm gonna say.
I like the CEO, Scary Terry, baby.
Yeah, I mean, but deciding between the two, like, of course, make this trade. Trade Scott high, but I think McLaurin is Ridley's gonna have such a big year too.
I know. I think Atlanta's offense is gonna be nice.
You got to make that trade, but I don't know which one you go for. Probably Ridley's safer. McLaurin could end up either.
If it's me, I'm going Scary Terry. I think Terry's in the league.
I want to say Terry. He's in my top 12 to 14, but I think Ridley could be there too, so it's real tough for me.
Yeah, Ridley's good.
So, next question. Start to Mac, Gibson, James Robertson, Boyd. I like Robertson this week, man, for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm really having a good feeling. He's either going to be dropped by everybody known to man next week, Dr. Raj, because he comes out, gets 4 carries.
He's either going to be dropped or
he's going to be
make you look good. He's going to make you win the week.
He could be the Philip Lindsay of 20, whatever.
He's the Philip Lindsay. I'd take him. And what was the other? It said pick 2?
Mac, Gibson, and so
I guess I'll take Mac. Safe pick.
Yeah, for now. I think I've answered the other way a couple times too. Like it's when the wind blows one way.
It's tough. I mean, I can make a case for Gibson.
It's
but,
close. It's close.
It is close.
I apologize to him, but I gave the other answer too. Melvin or Jonathan Taylor. You can't second guess Melvin right now.
No,
You drafted
Melvin's
him in
locked
the 4th.
in. He's a run back 1, baby.
You drafted him
RB1.
in the 4th or 5th round, Dr. Raj.
I know. These people, they question their top draft picks.
This one's tough from YouTube. Gibson or Monty?
Monty? I don't know, actually. I could make the case for Gibby.
If he's a go, Monty. If everything looks good, Monty. If things are looking sketchy.
Yeah, I guess Gibson's the safer pick.
Answer this one, Dr. Raj, right here at the bottom. Oh, you can't see it. Hunt on your bench. Oh, that's not a question. Deontay Johnson or Hawkinson? You take that one real quick.
Oh, I'm going to take Hawkinson, man. I think Hawkinson's going to have a nice week. I like Hawk. Guy's a stud tight end in the making.
Yeah.
Tight end in the making.
I really do believe he's the next George Kittle or Mark Andrews, if you want to call him Mark Andrews. Fournette or Cohen?
I like your little pseudo, background.
Yeah, the studio looks so good back here, man.
It looks so good. It's like are you in New York now?
Am I in New York now?
It looks like a New York studio apartment.
Yeah, like a little box. No, I'm actually in the living room. Right here, I always do my Let me see if I can move this.
I like that. Is that on Skype or is that so? How are you getting the cool little drop layout thing?
What layout?
It looks like you're in a virtual. Like I know you're not in your.
No,
real
this is my wall, man. This is a wall. But here's like my bookshelves and stuff. Everything's like in the living room. It's all like.
No. You got like a.
Oh, I don't know how
CGI.
I look I probably look weird on Skype to you, different than everybody else is seeing, but I don't know. I'm not
I see like a New York back. It's
Okay.
like the daytime.
That's probably for you.
like-
I haven't even I can't even see that right now.
Oh
But
my God, I wish you could see. It's like I'm looking at you. You're in like the middle of the day in this nice apartment.
I forget what background I selected last. Damon Moneyballs Clayton, Howard or Singletary non-PPR as my flex. I go Singletary until he gets benched or the job taken away from him, which could very well happen because I like Zach Moss a lot. But Howard, I don't trust.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Agree on that.
Fournette over Cohen for now. Thank you for the super chat, Damon. Okay, so we're going to try and speed round. Let's focus here, Dr. Raj. I'm going to take one. You take one. I'm going to take one. You take one. You can't go. You can't go over 5 words. Or
okay, I'm going to say less.
Or if you say it, it's got to be as quick said as you would say 5 words.
Okay, I got it.
Here you go. Manuel Sanders, AJ Green.
Manuel Sanders.
Okay, I'm going to go AJ Green on that one just because I don't know. Boston Scott or Chris Carson. Come on, you got to start Carson, and I don't even like the guy. Like that's your
Chris Carson.
You're taking him so much higher. Anything can happen, but you got to figure out another way to get that guy in your lineup. Then, Devon, this one's for you. Melvin Gordon, T.Y. Hilton, Deshaun Jackson at flex. You got to pick one.
Say him again.
Melvin Gordon, T.Y. Hilton, Deshaun Jackson.
Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are asking. Why is everybody hating on Melvin Gordon right now? Hunt or Scott? That's a tough one. I'll give that one to you.
Thanks. I'll take Scott.
Any particular reason with 5 words?
More carries.
More touches. More guaranteed work. That's a good way to word it. Jonnu Smith or Hawkinson. I love both. I think Jonnu Smith could be big, but I'm going Hawk. That's my call.
Rock with Hawk this week.
Mostert or Akers? I'll give that to you.
Mostert.
Definitely. I was about to say what I thought, but I want to let you get that without my bias. But Mostert, I don't like Akers, man.
I don't either.
DK Metcalf or DJ Chark? God, tied.
I take DK.
I think this week I'm gonna say DK. This week I'm saying DK, but I love both evenly.
I like both. They both have good matchups, but I think Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf is gonna be a coming out party this week. I think he's gonna take him. He's gonna be his number 1 target this season. I know Tyler Lockett has been the guy, but this is the year where DK Metcalf takes that jump, and he's going to be solid this year.
Yeah, AJ Green or Cortland Sutton. Sutton's probably not. He's not
yeah,
likely
AJ Sutton's hurt.
Yeah, you don't even know if he's playing. Might not check here much. Says Jaws. What do you mean, Jaws? What do you mean, Jaws? I don't like the way you're talking there. 5 words, Smitty. Stay on task. Sorry. Pick 2: AJ Brown, Chark, Tyler Lockett, AJ Brown and Chark, and yeah, like easy. Move on. Eric Ebron or Rob Gronkowski.
Gronk.
Yeah, Gronk's top 6 to me. I know you think he's higher than 6, I think. A.J. Brown, Deontay. What in the A.J. Brown, Deontay Johnson?
Take a lap.
That's your follower. That's not mine.
Take a lap.
Take a lap.
Here's another one.
Take a lap.
A.J. Mitchell, if you are my follower, Brofist, this is me telling you to run is healthy. Like, don't take it in a bad way. You know? But A.J. Brown's about to drop a top 5 season. If DK Metcalf doesn't show up for week 1, it's because A.J. Brown ate him.
Oh.
Waller or Gronk? I'm going Waller.
Oh.
I love Waller this year.
This is actually close, but I'm going to go Waller.
Evans or A.J. Brown? A.J. Brown because he's near as good in my opinion, and he's not at risk of not playing.
Yeah, I take AJ because Mike Evans is doubtful.
Yeah, Devontae Parker or Amari Cooper, T.Y. Hilton. Or rank them. Cooper, Parker, Hilton.
Yeah, that's mine.
Okay.
Cooper, Parker, Hilton. In that order.
Okay, yep. Fant, Hawkinson. Hawkinson for me.
Hawk.
Juju, A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown for me.
AJ. Yeah.
Mostert, Scott, Marvin Jones, rank them.
Mostert,
Scott, Marvin Jones.
Scott Jones.
Yeah. Drake or Gibson? Come on. Drake
Drizzy.
or
Drizzy Drake.
Drake or Gibson?
Take a lap.
Take a lap.
I appreciate
Drizzy
you.
Drake.
I was trying after I hit that. I feel bad, but Evans. I don't know what you're saying about Evans. Akers or Odell for the flex spot. That's
OBJ.
Odell. You took him in the 4th or 5th round. Kareem Hunt versus Baltimore or Rojo against the Saints. 0.5 PPR. You got to go Hunt, in my opinion. We don't know what is in store for Rojo, nor has he ever held onto a job for that. You know, he's not. He can't trust him.
Agree. I take Kareem Hunt.
Now this one makes me want to say a quick answer, but honestly, it could go any direction. Especially if the Ravens are up big, they could run the ball, but then they could run J.K. Dobbins and rest Ingram. But Ingram or Chubb, you took Chubb at like top 14 overall value. You got to go Chubb, right?
Chubby.
You got to go Chubby.
He's your top running back if you drafted him.
Rick, what I just said applies here, but you also get to take a lap. Chubb or Jonathan Taylor. Like in week 8, this could be a very close call. Right now, it's not.
Yeah,
give it time.
Man.
Big brain you got there, Rick, though, for drafting JT. He's going to come through for you, I think. Hawk or Evan Ingram? Give me Hawk.
Yeah.
I think
Same.
Hawk is going to be TJ. TJ Hawkins is going to be the next George Kittle. He's going to be the next TJ Hawkinson.
He's going to be the next TJ Hawkinson. They came from the same tight end university, so.
Amari. Let's see. T.Y. Hilton or Odell.
Odell is on the way. Yeah, OBJ.
You're trying to get a rise out of me, Victor. Tom Brady or Jimmy G. To me, this is a joke question, and I mean that in all due respect, but Tom Brady to me is like a top 5 overall quarterback in fantasy football. So he's either getting a rise out of me or he's a 49er faithful. Dr. Raj, you're not leaning Jimmy G over Brady, right?
Jimmy G over Brady?
I mean,
I'll take Brady. No comment.
Emmanuel Sanders or Marlon Mack. Tough spot to be in. PPR. Sanders could get more points in the end and not have like what looks like a better game. But Mack has a little bit more safety, I guess, to him because he's going to get at least something. I mean, he had 1,000 yards last year. They're not going to bench him in week 1. It'll eventually happen, but rookies can't absorb the offense, all that much. I know Clyde did, but Clyde was forced into that role. We knew he was being forced in, and he got a lot of cramming session stuff, worked into the final couple weeks of the offseason. Taylor, I think he's got some first team run, but I feel like Mack will probably still get a decent amount. Do you like Mack or Sanders?
I like
Emmanuel.
I like Mack. I just don't trust Sanders, man.
This is a tough one. Brady or Kyler?
Ooh,
going against your 49ers too. Like, how do you answer that question? I'm waiting.
It's tough, man. You know what?
Hold on, Dr. Rush.
It's a tough one.
Kyler or Brady?
I think Kyler. It's close though.
Honest man. He's bringing out the honesty in this one. I think this is really close. I love Brady.
It's very close.
I draft Kyler like ahead of Brady, but he's like the last quarterback I draft ahead of Brady. So, I love both. Kyler's done well against the 49ers. He had 3 TDs, right? And 0 INTs the last game that they played.
Yeah.
And he's, a running threat that makes it tough for the Niners to kind of like that's the team that beats the Niners is a running team, if anybody beats them. If anybody beats him, Dr. Raj.
He gave us hell last year.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Brady, but barely.
I mean, this is the way I look at it. Brady's the safer pick. He's gonna put up 3 touchdowns at least. He's gonna give you some points. I think he's the safer pick. But Kyler has potential to bust out some big plays, run the ball, get a couple running touchdowns on the end, maybe a passing touchdown or 2. I think he's gonna get a pass to Diop. I mean, overall, plus the ground, plus the air passes, yards.
Hey,
It's close. I think Brady's a safer pick, and he's going to have a big game. But I just have the potential of Kyler Murray. It's scary, man, and he can have a good game. Even though we're playing the Niners, man, I'm just going to be honest. He's tough. He's a tough matchup. I'm worried about him.
DeRozan says Kyler versus the 49ers defense. Nah, but Kyler does well against the 49ers.
He does
bro.
good, man. He plays good against us. Last season, we had to come back to beat those guys, man. That's a tough matchup.
MT
and it's
says
NFC West division matchup. Those are tough games.
MT says the chat is broken. MT, I don't know if maybe you're pasting in the same thing over and over or why you're thinking that, but I have noticed that if people paste the same thing over and over, they end up getting their chat like held in moderation. So be careful on that. Maybe mix up a word or two. Chark or Woods? Chark or Woods? I'm gonna go Chark by I'm not gonna say a mile because anything can happen with these names, and I don't want to hear it on Tuesday if people are like, "You said that it was by a mile, Smitty." Chark for me, but what do you think? Woods, Chark?
Chark.
I agree. Last spam warning, timeout's coming. MT, I'm still not sure what you mean. Say it again for me. Become a member today. You helped me a lot last year. Alex Cruz, thank you. And if anybody wants to become a YouTube subscriber, you can do that for free just by hitting subscribe. But you can also become an exclusive member. Click on the join button on my YouTube channel, and you get Zoom access to me 1 hour before kickoff. Every Sunday morning, you get private videos, all that. Brady, not even close. Brady and Kyler, says Unberger. He says Brady, not even close. A lot of differing opinions on that one, so that's a good topic. Smitty or Dr. Raj, that's dead even. It's dead even. That's tied. Put them both in the lineup. Put Dr. Raj in. Dr. Raj is he's got more endurance than I do. Green or Jonathan Taylor? I go Taylor probably. I trust Green a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
Boston Scott for David Montgomery. Thomas, that's a tough one to analyze because, like, on its face, you want to be like, great job, you took a waiver wire guy, you turned him into Montgomery, but what do we even have in Montgomery? We don't know. It could be a top 12 running back. It could be nothing. But
yeah,
I think I probably take David Montgomery for that in assumption that Sanders is going to come back, so I take David Montgomery all day long.
Yeah, I agree. Because at the end of the day, your waiver wire guy might not last but 2 weeks, and then he's back to second fiddle,
Mm-hmm. Noah says, look at your counter trade. I will. Noah's in a follower league with me, and he probably lowballed me. I'll go check out your lowball offer in a little bit. Please, Marquise Hollywood Brown or Edelman or Akers. Brown by a mile. Hollywood Brown dropped. Let me just say it this way. Hollywood Brown, in my opinion, I think everyone's missing the boat on this guy. He's a top 12 fantasy football wide receiver in 2020. He's your last wide receiver one, if you look at it that way.
Yeah,
in my opinion, and everyone thinks I'm crazy, but I think Hollywood Brown, he dropped 147 on 4 catches and 2 touchdowns in week 1 last year. I would not be shocked now that he's finally healthy, because he got hampered all year long after that game.
Yeah, he had a Liz Frank injury. He was limited, and now he's. I think you're right. I think Hollywood Brown is going to be a monster this season, and I know the Ravens run the ball a lot, but they got to throw it sometime. They got to throw it to somebody. Play action is going to be a hell of a part of that offense, and if you got to play action, man to man, Hollywood Brown, he's going to beat your cornerback 9 times out of 10 wide open because of his speed. Touchdown, he's going big time.
Sir Smitty, Marlon Mack, or Boston Scott? Boston Scott. I think Boston Scott's in for a big day. But after that, sell high. Do what Sal did. He got Montgomery. Dak or Brady? Give me Brady.
Brady all day, baby.
But Dak could definitely do well. Like he could outscore anybody any given Sunday. Pick 2, Drake, Connor, or White. Drake and Connor by a long. I mean, look at the ADPs. The ADP should tell you everything. Drake goes in the top 15. Connor goes in the top 25 to 30 at least right now. He's been climbing. And we don't know where he's fallen the last couple of weeks. His ADP data is going to be non-existent right now. White's a good start. I wouldn't be shocked if White outscored one of them this week. But Drake and Connor, man. Super chat. Thank you, Captain Spock. He says, I have AB and Dez at wide receiver. What?
Antonio Brown and Dez?
And Josh Gordon in the flex. Spock.
Might as well go get. He might want to draft Aaron Hernandez.
Hold on. I got to get the megaphone for that one. I'm going to wait.
Oh, my God. This guy, troll. Major troll alert.
Spock, get back in the time machine and head back to 2020. The coronavirus has toned down quite a bit. Spock is in the past, starting AB, Dez, and Josh Gordon.
Head back, Spock. Get back in the DeLorean. Okay. Gibson or James White? I'm going White this week. I like Gibson. It's just going to maybe take him a little time. Please, AJ Green or Shepard. AJ Green for me. But Shep could,
AJ Green.
Shep could drop a game. I mean, he's capable. Let's see here. My buddy's asking me Mac, Lamb, Swift, or Hurst in PPR Flex. I told him ride with Mac. You know what? I'm going to say Swift will eventually get a shot. I'm going to say Lamb.
You think Lamb's going to have a big game?
I think he'll have enough targets, man, to make a difference. So, Mac's safer. I tell him.
I think you're right. I think CeeDee Lamb's going to have a nice game on his first game.
I think Judy and Lamb are both going to be like.
Ooh, I can't wait to see my boy Judy. Judy. I think Lamb would be the pick I make.
Sutton, you know.
Actually, you're right. Sutton hurt. Oh, Judy's going to have a big night.
You're looking at Judy gonna. I mean, he looks so polished, man. I think Judy and Lamb are gonna showcase themselves in week 1. Now, that doesn't mean rookies go up and down. Doesn't mean they're not going to be on a roller coaster ride of inconsistency all year.
Yeah, of course.
You know, rookies do that. You know, you're lucky to get 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. AJ Browns don't come around every day. Gesicki or Hurst. Dr. Raj, I talked about this earlier. And you tell me what you think. I don't know if you can see the screen. Probably not. You're looking at the Skype call, not the actual YouTube channel. But I have Hayden Hurst game log up. And everybody's riding Hayden Hurst into 2020 as the breakout tight end. And I broke down his game log, and he had 349. And I know he wasn't getting all the work, but 349 and 2 touchdowns last year. He goes over to Atlanta. Everyone's assuming just because Atlanta normally feeds their tight ends a lot of targets that he's going to have this big breakout year. But listen to his game log. 2 touchdowns all year, so I'm not going to even read that off. From week 1 on, I'm going to read off the yardage totals. 41, 1, 14, 39, 32, 4, 10, 15, 20, 16, 0, 21. Then he did have 73 and a touchdown. 19, 9, 35. Like, there's nothing there that indicates to me that he's the next big breakout tight end.
Yeah, there's nothing like.
Yeah, granted,
nothing jumps off the screen to me.
Gesicki's not a huge option either. There's question about his playing time even right now. So I don't know that I start Hurst. Let me start off by saying that I start Hayden Hurst without question in this particular dilemma you're in. But overall, I don't understand the Hayden Hurst love. I trade Hurst high if you can before tomorrow morning. I don't know. Smitty, you're the best. Thanks for all your help. Thank you, Jose. Sorry if I missed your question. We're kind of lit in here. 233 in the room. Hit your thumbs up on the way in, or if you've been sitting here and haven't wiped your feet properly, please do that. Roll call is taken right when you come in. Bob, hit that like first.
I'll just do 2 more questions I got.
And you got to go?
Yeah, I'm going to bounce out for 2 minutes.
Okay.
2 more.
Juju A-Rob.
Juju on the beat. Juju on the beat.
That one's tough for me.
No, man. Big Ben, Juju, dynamic duo. I
probably go Juju. I love A-Rob. I don't know why you got that dilemma. Like, make trades, people. Terry McLaurin or AJ Green? Terry McLaurin buyout. Let me get the take a lap button.
Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap.
That said with love, Gail. Go run a lap. It's healthy for you. I'm starting Hurst this week. I don't blame you, Spock. I'm not saying bench him. I'm just saying I don't get the hype. Last question for Dr. Raj. So if you had to predict whether we have any cancellations due to air quality, what are you saying the odds are?
60%, but I don't think they're going to get canceled. And maybe it's like a 50-50, actually. I say 50-50, but I don't see them canceling the game. I think it's going to go, like I said, in 2018, we played a game where the air quality was about 180. I think that's where it's going to be close to, and that we're going to roll with this game. I mean, it's going to suck for the players because they're going to be playing in poor air quality, but they're going to play.
Okay. Thanks, Dr. Raj, for joining us. And you can find Dr. Raj at RSF 49ers on Instagram, RSF 49ers. And I hear a little birdie tells me that if you are unable to watch football, let's say you're at the dentist, you're an a-hole and you schedule a dentist appointment during Sunday football.
Or you got work?
Yeah, you got work, whatever. You could maybe head on over to Dr. Raj's IG and catch the 49er game. Is that correct?
Watch the 49er. Little birdie might.
Little birdie
You're
told
right.
me.
Yeah, I stream in the games on Instagram. Watch the game with me. I get hyped up. We watch the game. And, yeah, good times.
Yeah, and thanks for coming on. We got to keep this as regular as we can. People are craving for it, Dr. Raj.
We'll do it, baby. We got to keep rolling. And then I hope you get your page back, man.
Dude, if I get my Instagram page reactivated tomorrow morning at the Fantasy Football Show, I'm giving out sleeperu.com memberships like candy tomorrow.
Do
Just
it,
in
We'll
humble
see.
generosity.
All right, bro.
Later,
Good
Dr.
night.
Raj.
Later.
Go follow my man, Dr. Raj, on IG. RSF 49ers. Okay, speed round. Love the show. 0.5 PPR, Gordon or Cohen. Thank you, Saint, for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Gordon by a mile. By a mile. Don't get cute. You drafted Gordon in the 4th and 5th round. Nothing's happened to Gordon's situation to warrant this kind of disrespect, Saint, that you're putting on his name right now. What did he do to you? You were a genius to draft him. 4 straight years of 8 touchdowns or more with 40 receptions or more. No running back in the NFL has that streak going. And the dude did it with half of a season last year to continue that streak with the 4th year of it. And he landed in an environment where they're going to run. Don't overthink this one. I'm not saying Cohen couldn't have that 7 receptions for 80 yards and a touchdown, and you're like, dang it, why did I? But the numbers game here says start Gordon until something happens, and let's say he doesn't look the same anymore, which I don't think will be the case. This one's a little tougher, Gordon Ingram, but I think it's still real Gordon in week 1 at least. Although, if you, I would say if you need like some kind of crazy situation to happen or unfold because you're down by the Thursday night game, you're down a lot, I would consider maybe going Ingram because they could be up big and run the ball a lot. But would they just put JK in at the end? I don't know. So it's kind of risky. Melvin Gordon, if the Denver game gets out of hand, Melvin Gordon could potentially be heavily involved in the passing game as well. Now, this is at home in Denver. You can see that on the bottom here. Tennessee at Denver. I'm feeling like Melvin Gordon's going to be the guy you want in there. And I'm not just saying that because it's a spotlight game, but it feels like it could be one of those big games. Let's go speed round. I'm sorry if I missed anybody's question above. I'm going to keep caught up, and I'm going to try and answer every question. It's my challenge to you. Ingram will get more goal line carries. How drunk are you right now? I'm not. I'm drinking this right here. Brought to you by Coca-Cola. Ingram will get more goal line carries, says Spock. Go. Speed round. Deshaun Jackson or Woods? I am going with Woods. I don't get the appeal of Deshaun over bigger players like that. Please, Demont, Dobbins, Gibson, Mack, full PPR. I'm going to go in order. I'm going to rank them. Demont, if he's healthy and good to go. Dobbins, Gibson, or Dobbins, Mack, Gibson maybe. That's a tough one. Goff or Newton? I go Newton. I don't trust Goff. CD Lamb predictions: 70 yards and a touchdown, 4 receptions. Anthony Miller or Cooper? I'm going. I think you mean Amari Cooper or Cooper Kupp. Either way, go Cooper. I don't know why you would consider starting Anthony Miller. He could do okay, but that's a whole different conversation. That's a flex conversation. Cooper's a wide receiver 2 or number 1 conversation. Lazard, I'm already getting behind Lazard or Robbie Anderson. I'm going to go with the Lizard. Melvin Gordon, Bell. Give me Melvin Gordon over Bell. Lamb, Boyd, or Sanders. Give me Boyd, then Lamb, then Sanders. Chubb or Jonathan Taylor? Chubb. He's a top 14 pick for you. I predict Hunt to win leagues, but that's later. That's not now. That's not week 1. AJ Green versus Mostert. Mostert by a mile. Anything can happen, but Mostert is guaranteed a whole lot of work. We don't know what AJ Green we're going to get back. Montgomery, Hollywood Brown. Give me Hollywood Brown all day long and twice on Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and occasionally during the holidays of Saturday. JT Scott. I'm going to go Scott this week, but sell high if you can because Sanders will return, and then they'll share carries or whatever. Sanders could take back over. Like, Scott's great. A great pickup, an amazing grab. Trade Carson and target like wide receivers like AJ Brown, hurt players like Galladay. Someone's going to be really mad about Galladay. Trade Carson for Galladay. I do that straight up right now. Connor or AJ Brown. Do it after the game starts though, if you can. Make them send the offer and accept it right after the kickoff. Connor or AJ Brown. AJ Brown. Anything can happen. They're both going to have a pretty good game. Lots of Mostert questions. Love Mostert versus Arizona. Crazy ceiling. I agree. Smitty, would you rather get punched in the face, or would you rather punch in the... Oh, no, I'm not going to answer that question. But both. Both. Judy or Brian Edwards. I go Judy. AJ Green stat line. 65 yards, 3 receptions. Or 55 yards, 3 receptions. How's that? Thank you, Morris. Despite poor air quality, Cardinals going to be a go. Smitty, just check the updates. Okay. Thank you for the update. Saint, AJ Green or Mostert? Mostert by a lot. McLaurin or Boston Scott? I love Scott this week, but I'm starting McLaurin. Reach out to the Sanders owner. Try to make a trade. Try and upgrade. God, you guys are quick. I'm trying to catch up. James White or Fournette? White this week, but Fournette will change that later. Akers or Brian Edwards? Akers, even though I don't love him. Kerryon Johnson or Deontay or Zach Moss? I go Zach Moss on that. That's a crafty call. DK, Woods, Hollywood Brown, D-Jax. I rank them. DK, Hollywood, Woods, D-Jax. Mostert versus Arizona. Love Bell at Buffalo. I go Mostert. Captain Spock says Amari Cooper will be shut down this week. He will suck against Jalen Ramsey. Evan Ingram or Blake Jarwin, and Amari Cooper is in your lineup. I go Evan Ingram. I don't worry about other players. I start my best players. I start Evan Ingram and Cooper. Deontay Johnson, Akers, and Zach Moss at flex. I go with Zach Moss, believe it or not. Priest, Holmes, or Larry Johnson. Priest Holmes by a far. Best running back ever in fantasy football is Priest Holmes. Lockett or Edelman? Give me Lockett. Melvin Gordon or Mostert? Give me Mostert this week. Tyler Boyd or Diggs? I go probably Diggs, but that's close. I'm gonna have to jump down a couple. I'm sorry. Singletary, Gibson, Montgomery, Singletary, Gibson in that order. Half PPR, Boyd or Philip Lindsay? Give me Boyd. Hunter Renfrow or Marvin Jones? Give me Marvin Jones. Tyler Boyd or Philip Lindsay? Give me Tyler Boyd. Give me Newton over Wentz. Give me Woods over... No, give me DJ Moore over Woods, believe it or not. Howard, Jerry Jeudy, Ruggs, third flex spot. I go Jerry Jeudy. I think he could have a big game with Sutton hampered or out. Tyler Boyd or Philip Lindsay? Give me Tyler Boyd. Deshaun or Gallup? Give me Gallup this week. Rank Kenny G. Kenny G's out. T.Y. Hilton, Lamb, or John Brown? Kenny G is out. I'm going to go Hilton, Lamb, Brown, or tied. Lamb and Brown are tied. Brown's got a little more safety. Lamb's got higher upside but more risk. So pick your poison there, but get whoever you pick next to Hilton. Mack or Lamb? Same thing. Safer Mack, higher upside but more risk. Lamb, pick your poison. Tyler Boyd. Philip Lindsay. Tyler Boyd. I'm going to pickle. Who do you start? Flex, Deontay Johnson, Akers, Shepard, or Michelle. I'm going to go with Akers, then then Deontay, then Shepard. I need 2 running back or 2 Montgomery, Singletary, Gibson. I go in that order. I think I've already answered that one. Pick 2: Gibson, Singletary, Michelle, Robinson. I move Robinson to the front, and then go Robinson, Singletary, Gibson, and I don't even know if Michelle's healthy, man. Tyler Boyd or Philip Lindsay. Tyler Boyd. Singletary or Moss. I go Moss, believe it or not. I think I might have said Singletary earlier, but I changed my mind. Hopefully that person's still watching. Guys declined all Boston Scott trades. He's going to get crazy volume, and you'll be able to ship him for a haul on Monday. Maybe. Don't be shocked if you can't get what you think, because people know Sanders is coming back, but you could sell him to the Sanders owner for probably a lot. Who would you trade him, Amari Cooper for? A.J. Brown, Kelsey Kittle, Andrews probably even. I'm just not high on A.J. Cooper as other people are. Mostert or Hollywood? Give me Hollywood's higher potential. Smitty going off right now. That's right. Bell or Mack? Give me Bell. Gibson or Michelle? Give me Gibson. Diggs or Deshaun? Give me Diggs. Smitty is a freak machine. Thank you, sir. Captain Spock. Tyler, I couldn't read your first 12 times you asked. Scott said, excited to watch Cam tomorrow. I am too. Boyd or Woods? Give me Woods. Newton, Stafford. That's close. I might go Newton. No, I'm going Stafford until we know what's going on with Newton. Sunday tomorrow. Let's go. Bobby Trees equals Robbie Woods. I've never heard Bobby Trees. And I've been in, I see everything. That's weird. Cooper Kupp or Woods? I probably go Kupp. Jonathan Taylor or Marlon Mack? I'd probably go. I've been back and forth on this one. So if you see a receipt of me saying the opposite, I'm admitting it. I go back and forth. I'd probably go Taylor if you need a swing. Safety's Mack, but swing is Taylor. Sanders. Sam Beach, I'm excited, bro. Hurst or Jonu? Give me Jonu. Finally here. MT, me too, man. Anthony Miller or Crowder? Go Anthony Miller for me, but you could go either way. I wouldn't. I could probably argue each side. Carson and Odell for Galladay, Hunt. Cool. Ask again, Tyler. Hopefully I answered Tyler's question. Green, Deontay, Ruggs. Give me AJ Green, then Deontay, then Ruggs. I think in that order. Feel pretty good about this time. Tyler. Slayton or JK MT. I take Dobbins. This week I probably go Slayton. But I can't wait for JK to get more involved. Opinion on Deshaun Jackson this week. Him or Amari. I go Amari. I don't know why everyone's going all in on Deshaun this week. I don't get it. Robinson or DJ Moore. You got to go DJ Moore, but I love Robinson. Scott, you funny, says MT. Waiver wire pickup Scott Miller or Steve Sims. Really? rank Scott, Gallup, Chark, Scott, then Gallup. I like all three, believe it or not. Newton or Stafford? Give me Stafford. Gibson or James White or Deontay Johnson? Give me White, then Gibson. Deshaun Jackson or Amari Cooper? Again, Amari Cooper. Should I trade Ridley for Cam Akers? I'd rather have Ridley. Devontae Parker or Jamison Crowder? Parker by quite a bit. Dobbins. Tyler. Tyler needs to be banned. We'll give Tyler a chance. Tyler, slow your roll. A lot of people are saying you're spamming. Give him a chance. Gibson, James White, or Deontay? Give me James White and then Gibson. Maybe if I would answer my damn questions. Tyler, I'm going straight down the list. I haven't skipped one question. I've gone like 65, 70 questions in a row, straight in a line, Tyler. Straight in a line, Tyler. I'm answering as fast as I possibly can. Take a lap for me. I'm doing a piss poor job. Shame on myself. Dob. Now I lost track. Clock. What's up, Clock? Smitty, Saints or Bucks? Who you got? I got the Bucks. Dobbins will show off tomorrow. Trust me, says Sand. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm hoping. Brady or Allen? Brady by a mile. Chark or Hollywood? I love both. They're tied. You won't get me to say bench one of those guys, but if I had to play one, I guess Chark. And then, you figure it out. You get both in your lineup. A.J. Brown or Bobby Trees. Who's Robert Woods, by the way? A.J. Brown by a mile. Only if Hollywood gets his first. Sand. I believe you, MT. Lockett or Keenan Allen? I'm going Keenan Allen. Dobbins is a freak, says MT. Who do you have tomorrow? Who do you have tomorrow on your squad? And Sand is asking. Ginger Mary. T.Y. Hilton or Juju? I'm going Juju. Brady or Trubisky? Give me it. Cody.
Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap.
Brady, bro. Like, what are you talking about, Cody? AJ Green or Boyd? Green. Boyd. Ty. Flip a coin. Dobbins is amazing. Cam Newton. Keenan Allen or Chark? I go Chark. Gibson or Singletary? I probably go Singletary for next week. Scotty Miller or Rager? Scott, I feel your pain. Let me see if I can get down to pizza or wings. Both, bro. Pizza or wings. You can't decide. Clock. Stafford or Rivers? I go Stafford. Smitty, I talked to my buddy at work. I talked him into trading Odell for A.J. Brown. Nice work. Smitty approved, bro. Smitty approved. Scott or Jonathan Taylor? I go Scott this week. Start or sit Amari. Depends on your options, bro. Yo, Smitty, JT or Jordan Howard? JT. I don't trust Howard. Man, Smitty on auto drive mode. I guess not, because apparently Tyler thinks I skipped him. Super, Smitty, Hollywood or Boston Scott. Did I miss that? Greg says I'm on fire. And he don't know of two. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Did I miss a super chat? Mostert, AJ Green, I got that one. It's Mostert by a mile. Let me scroll down to the bottom. I probably missed some super chats, but I might have to start over. I failed you. I couldn't keep up with the super chats. We got to start over. Let me answer these, and then I'm sorry you got to repost your question, guys. Sorry, Tyler. I've only been live for an hour and 42 minutes, Tyler. Montgomery, Singletary, Gibson, carry on. Thank you. 45 for the super chat. I'm going to rank them in order of Montgomery, assuming all the news is good tomorrow morning. Montgomery, Singletary, Gibson in the order you have them. But anything can happen, and I'm excited about Gibson. 227 in the room. Please hit the thumbs up wherever you are. Like it, thumb it up wherever you are. If you're on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, on Twitterland, or YouTube, punch the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you're new. We got 227 here in the room. Sub for Sanders at Flex, Beckham, or D-Jax. Why is everybody talking about D-Jax with big name players? I don't get it. Did I miss something?
Are you guys in the did you find the DeLorean and go back in time? Because I don't understand why Deshaun Jackson's being brought up on every freaking question on here.
On that note, watch D-Jax have the much bigger game. Watch him be the number one wide receiver in fantasy in week one. That'll be great. That'll be fantastic for me. But I'm going Odell. You drafted him there for a reason. Don't sit him. Nothing's changed for him. If anything, the being hurt on defense, walking into this game against the Ravens means that they're probably going to throw more than they ever would have because it's a run-oriented offense this year. Odell, you drafted him thinking he'd be limited, and he's probably going to be fed a ton. Rank Robinson, Moore, Woods, Chark, Rager. I'm going to go with probably Chark over DJ Moore. That probably won't sit well with people. Chark, Moore, Robinson, then Woods. I think Robinson's a great start this week, but Robinson, Woods is safer. Start Woods unless you're a dice roller or you visit or frequent Vegas, at least once a year. If you don't go to Vegas ever, then you need to start Robert Woods because you're going to lose your mind. Okay, I think I caught up on the super chats. Sanders flex, and then Robin. Yeah, so I think I got that. Let me look for Tyler's question because you guys keep mentioning Tyler's name and I don't even see his question. Is it blocked? Tyler, I'm looking for you. Maybe everybody kept getting tired of seeing it or something. I don't know, Tyler, but let's start over. Fresh start for Tyler. Tyler comes back. Let him in the gates. But Tyler, I'm looking for your question right now. If you post your question within the next 5-6 questions that come up, I promise you I will answer it. Super chat from Kenneth. Start Rager or Miller or Rivers or Locke. Rager or Miller, Rivers or Locke. Rager or Miller, Rivers or Locke. Rager or Miller or Rivers or Locke. I'm starting Rager and I'm starting Locke. But I'm not feeling good about any of those options, to be quite frank with you. To be frank. Tyler, I see it, Tyler. Here it is. Devontae Parker or Jamison Crowder. That's what I'm waiting for?
Take a left.
Now, anything can happen. Watch Crowder be the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy, just next to Deshaun Jackson, who I've been saying, why is everybody start asking me questions about Deshaun Jackson? But Devontae Parker was playing great, playing out of his mind last year. That's the call here. That's the call. You made a wise decision in drafting Parker. Don't overthink it. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Tyler. Behave, get back in there, and fresh start for Tyler. You know, he was on the naughty list, but we're going to go ahead and send him back to class. Fresh start. Tyler's good. Start Rager or already got that one. Good talk. Super chat by Jason. Scott or Singletary. Give me Boston Scott in week 1. I like it. The volume's there. The volume is there. Stop spamming. Start sit Cooper, bro. I don't know what that means, but it depends on who the options are. Alex is laughing. Cody's laughing. Marvin Jones or AJ Green. Probably Marvin safer, I think. Quick opinion, Melvin Gordon. Ridley or Woods. Ridley by a little bit. Quick opinion, Melvin Gordon. Undervalued. Running back 2. People keep throwing disrespect on his name. Melvin Gordon deserves to be thrown out as a total solid running back 2 in week 1. Buck Nasty with the super. Should I start Jerry Jeudy or Shepard in place of Mike Evans? First of all, Buck Nasty, I got good news for you, man. I've got good news. I don't think I have my news break here. We'll use the timeout. Breaking news, Buck Nasty. In the news, Mike Evans is now upgraded to questionable and probably and most likely going to play in week 1, which means you need to run him back out onto the field. You're not starting Shepard. I won't allow it. Buck Nasty. Jeudy could outperform him, bro, for sure. I mean, Judy's that good, but I'm starting Evans if Evans is on the field. That is not something I'm toying around with. Let me see if we can get some new tunes up in this mug. That's the same tunes. That's the same one. Whatever. I'll get an assortment going. Thanks for the super. I appreciate you. Buck Nasty, I appreciate you. Scott is the fringe. I would talk about him as a running back 2, elite running back 2 fringe. I think that's safer MT, but you wouldn't be crazy to expect that and get that. Smitty, please, I've been asking since the beginning of the show. I need to go to bed. Sorry, Ian, I'm reading every question I can in a row, so I don't know how I missed your question that long because I've read like literally 70, 80 questions in a row. But I got you, Ian. Here we go. This is what you've been waiting for. JT, Jeudy, or Hunt in full PPR. Geez. Chat, let's help out Ian. Let's groupthink this because this is a tough one, and Ian's been waiting. Ian's had to pee for an hour, and he's been sitting there. I want you to put in the chat right now whether you would start JT Judy, or Hunt, go. And then I'm gonna give you my answer. But I want to get some groupthink here. Thomas, Smitty, how do you think Mostert does the entire season? I think he could do really well. I think his breakaway ability will probably help protect him into full-time volume, because, you know, I think even if he's on a short leash and they throw Coleman in there, Mostert's still going to get a lot of work. So Mostert's going to still have half the carries, even in a worst case scenario. When he keeps breaking off long runs, they'll put him back out on there more often on the field. So I think Mostert's going to have a big year. The answers we got Hunt, Judy, Hunt, Judy, JT, Judy, Hunt, JT, Hunt, JT, Judy, Hunt. Wow, probably Hunt. We had a weird balance of answers there. Here's what I'm gonna say, Ian, because honestly, you're gonna get this wrong. Until somebody separates. If Chubb went down, you know the answer. If Sutton went down, you know the answer, and he is down now. But it's his first game, Judy. I love Judy this week. I think Hunt's safer. I think Hunt will get you, and he still has upside too, but Hunt's safer. But I think you need to roll with Judy if you want a home run, like you want this crazy bold, call. But Hunt's safer. Hunt is safer. Bottom line. MT, thank you for waiting. Sorry I missed it. I know a lot of people get frustrated, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing the best. As Mom always said, I'm doing the best I can. Only in a much higher pitched voice and a bunch of screaming. Smitty, answer Melvin Gordon or Justin. Smitty, please answer Melvin Gordon or Jack Doyle at flex. Here's your answer.
Take a lap.
Justin, Brofist, laps are healthy for you. Don't take offense to me telling you to take a lap. I'm telling you to exercise. I'm basically going, just insert this clip instead of take a lap. Justin, go jog a mile. Just take a nice little lap around the neighborhood cul-de-sac. And pat yourself on the back, though, while you run, because Melvin Gordon is a good dilemma to have at this spot, whatever fourth flex spot you're talking about, because that's the only place Jack Doyle could live. Melvin Gordon's a running back, too. Jack Doyle is not even a starting tight end on, I think, anybody's team. So you know my answer there. That said, anything can happen, bro. Trust your gut. Smitty, please help me. My question is up there 240 messages ago. I'm sorry, MT. Can you find it and help me out? MT, I always look out for my boy MT. I really wish you would post it again, though, because going and searching for your question is so hard. Like if you would repost this right near it, that would help. Because I don't even know where to look, man. MT official. MT's moderating there. Nice boy. Attaboy. Attaboy, MT. MT, I don't even know where to look, bro. Can you post it again? I'm going to find it right when you post it. I can't find it, MT. Please repost it and I'll answer it right away. Cam Newton or Josh Allen? I'm going to go Allen for this week. This is great, says MT. I don't know what's great, MT. You're great, MT. Boston Scott or Akers? I'm going to go Boston Scott. MT, repost it and I will answer it right away. Would you play Mike Evans over Deontay Johnson? Of course I would. What do I look like? How do you feel about Ertz this week? I think Ertz is, as long as he's going to play, he's a top 5 tight end play every week. MT says take a lap. I don't know if that's to me. Here's him. Where's MT's question? MT, where's your question? Eagles or Ravens? Claudio says, somebody help. Ravens. Bro, Ravens are playing the Browns, who are down like at least three defenders. Big week coming. James Conner or Austin Zeke? What? Conner or Austin Zeke? I don't know. Restate that. Austin Eckler. Conner or Austin Eckler? Eckler for me. Eckler for me. MT, where's your question? James Conner or Austin Eckler. It's Eckler. You drafted him higher. Scott, Smitty, Rappaport saying Evans could be on a pitch count. Could be is the answer to that, Scott. Could be on a pitch count. Little pitch county poop. Well, that's okay. You know who does well on pitch county poos? Guys like Mike Evans. Smitty doesn't have a question? Or, Smitty. I'm so tired. Smitty doesn't have a question. See you tomorrow, Smitty. Thank you, Alex. I will be live on YouTube. I'll go live the first half hour with my YouTube exclusive members on a Zoom call. And if you want in on that, you just got to go to my YouTube page, click on the join button, and get on my Sunday morning Zoom calls every Sunday morning, and you get an exclusive video. Damn, I've asked 100 times. Well, if you asked right then, I would have seen it. Like, people get so mad at me, and I'm trying my best. Like, these questions are rolling through. I'm doing the best I can. Just like Graham used to say in Ma. Doing the best I can. Okay? Gurley or Ingram. Gurley's safer, but for how long? That's why I trade him. I sell him high. Drake or Josh Jacobs. How did you get in that buying PS4? How did you find your way into that dilemma? Make a trade, but I think, you're talking about two even players that I draft time and time again back to back. I mean, Jacobs probably tomorrow, but I don't know, man. MT. I'm a troll since James Devlin is gone. MT, I still don't know if I missed your question or not. Smitty, I don't have a question. Okay, there it is. I thought I missed your question, MT. What a bunch of girlies, says JS. I don't know what that means. Girly man, get down. Get down with the girly man. Do I start Todd Gurley in week 1? Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper. Start Todd Gurley. Tell me something I don't know, says Ruben. Well, Ruben, I'll tell you something you don't know. TJ Hawkinson's the next George Kittle. How you like that? How you like them apples? I don't know what went too far. MT wants to know if he can go pee. Yes, MT, you can go pee. How you got Kamara and Zeke? I don't know how he's got Kamara and Zeke. Terry McLaurin or DJ Chark at flex? I probably go Chark, but I love both, and I want you to get both into your lineup. Hunt or Boyd? I'm probably going to go with Hunt. I may have answered that question the other way, to be honest, because it's so close. 50-50 type call. Ruben is shocked for whatever reason. Deshaun Jackson or Deontay Johnson? That's more of a Deshaun Jackson question than I'd expect. I don't get these. Deshaun Jackson or Kenyon Drake? Deshaun Jackson or AJ Brown? I don't understand those questions. This one I get. Deshaun Jackson, Deontay. That's 50-50 to me, and I think I lean Deontay. Barely. Odell, Gallup. Gallup could do well, man. I mean, I hate to say this is an easy call because Gallup's that good. But Odell, you drafted Odell. Nothing's happened bad to Odell since you drafted him. In fact, he has a better option of, I think, doing better than you expected 2, 3, 4 weeks ago when you drafted him, because the Ravens are going to get out to an early lead. So Julio, Devontae, come on. How do you have that dilemma? Devontae freaking Adams. Hunt or Joe Mixon or Gordon for your running back 2 and flex spot. Scott as my running back 1. Hunt, Mixon, or Gordon. You got to go Mixon. You drafted Mixon for a reason, right? I trade him, but you can't bench him. Like, that's given up on him before. I wouldn't have taken him, but you can't bench Joe Mixon. I rank them in order, if I'm getting your question wrong, I rank them in order of Mixon, Gordon, Scott, Hunt for this week. Cam Akers or Jonathan Taylor. I think Akers probably has a little more appeal, a little bit. a little bit, but not for the long term. I can get rid of Akers in a second if I can get something good. Top 5 wide receiver in order rest of season. I'm going to go Mike Thomas. I'm going to go DeAndre Hopkins. I'm going to go Tyreek Hill. I'm going to go Devontae Adams. I'm going to go Mike Evans. Even though he's hurt. It'll be Evans or Godwin. If Evans goes down, Godwin will be right there. But I think if they're both healthy, Evans has the better year. And then A.J. Brown, I think, sneaks into the top 5-6. I do believe that. I do believe that. Joe knew. He said he'll say A.J. He'll say A.J. Joe knew. He's in the DeLorean right now. He went to the future. He came back. How did AJ do, Joe? Since you're in the prediction business, bro, and you're obviously good at it, you knew I'd say AJ Brown. How did AJ do in 2020? I don't know if you've seen, but I'm getting sent emails by someone from the future, and I think it's time to start listening because they look pretty accurate.
I am from the future. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is still number 1 here. Why didn't you listen to me and put money down on him in week 1? I gave you the blueprint.
That person sends me, that random person that I don't know sends me videos from the future. You're going to see them more on my social media. And he said TJ Hawkinson was going to be the next George Kittle. And it all starts in week 1. So buckle up for that one. Starting to believe this guy is for real. Starting to believe he's serious. That might be you, Joe. I don't know. It looked a little like you. Smitty, I just know you are so high on him, but I'll take Keenan Allen or Devontae Adams above AJ any day of the week. I'm not saying to draft him above those guys. I was asked top 5 wide receivers moving forward. That's my opinion. JS says, LOL, I'm so subscribing. JS, I appreciate it. I saw a comment by you earlier. I don't know what it was directed to. I don't have any positive. I don't know if you think this is my normal studio. It's not. I'm normally decked out with my studio. It's dope, but I'm in the middle of building the new one, so I'm temporarily in this location right here in the living room until my studio behind this wall is totally complete, 2 to 3 weeks. So I don't have all my stuff set up yet. I don't have any good sound effects. All I have to give you for your kind comment is take a lap. Right, whoops. Take it positive, negative, however you want. JS, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I knew it. They invented the time machine. They certainly did. I think I have another one here. Hold on. This was sent to me before the other one.
I'm from the future. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the 1.1 here.
So that was sent to me first. I didn't know what to make of it. The next one sent to me was, I believe, a DK Metcalf one. Let me see if I can find it. I don't think I have it with me. But yeah, that's that. That's all I got to say about that. Big Ben or Breeze. But Ben could have a day. I wouldn't object to either. Rager or Boyd. Go Boyd for now. I am from that may not be me though. Take a lap every time your fantasy player scores. I do. I take a lap so people want to know where the take a lap came from. I used to run a mile every time I ate. And so the joke would be with buddies and, inside joke was, hey, take a lap. Want to eat a burrito today? Take a lap. So I started to literally, that's my exercise program. Every time I eat, I'd run a mile. Run a mile turned into take a lap. And now it's 2 miles. So every time I eat, I run 2 miles. Now I hurt my knee a little bit, tweaked it, and I haven't run the last week, but I'm getting back into it. My knee feels pretty good. So every time I eat, I run 2 miles. So before I eat my lunch, I run 2 miles. I don't eat breakfast. I eat a brunch. every day. I eat right in the middle of the day. One time I don't eat in the morning. I eat twice a day. I run 2 miles. Then at dinner, right before I eat or after, I run 2 miles. I run 2 miles every time I eat food. Helps keep me as fit as I can try to be. And it's called taking a lap, essentially. And that's how it developed. That's where it came from. The origin story of Take a Lap. $2 super chat from Jeremy. Jeremy, thank you very much. I don't know if you asked a question. I'll look for your question because all I got was the super chat. So please post your question, Jeremy. If it wouldn't fit, I will look for it. And I appreciate your super. 2 things. One, I need to trade for a running back who can get with Cooper, Kupp, Hollywood Brown, Green, Ruggs. And 2, I heard you say top 5, 6 wide receivers list, and you didn't hear Julio. A lot of people get mad over that, Mr. Punch. I was predicting what happens, not where I draft guys. Whoa, Mr. Punch. Your box is getting all crazy there. I think AJ Green finishes as a top 5 wide receiver. That's why you heard me say what I predict to happen. Now, would I take Julio in the top 14 overall in a draft if we're drafting today? Probably. And he's right on the verge, but just because Julio misses the top 6 doesn't mean he's not 10, 12 points behind at spot number 8, because 5 through 8 are within 10 to 15 points. Don't take it too personally. And if you need to trade for a running back who can get with Kupp, Hollywood, Green, Ruggs, if you want to know what you can assemble, I would keep Hollywood. Don't trade Hollywood. Plus, his value is going to go up. You're not going to get what you should get for Hollywood. It's like holding a stock is going to go probably through the roof in a week or 2, and you're going to trade it off now. Don't do it. Trade Cooper Kupp, though. AJ Green as well. I would try and get a running back around the Hunt, Mostert, Jonathan Taylor if this is redraft. You could probably get a guy around that range, and that's where I would go looking. I would go shopping in that kind of value range. What? Were you sitting on the keyboard? What does this even say? Saint, ask again. My man. Thank you, Zachary. Who is your team? Let's go Bolts. I mean, the Cardinals, I'm from Arizona, but I don't know that. I don't even root for a team. I'm a fantasy-oriented guy. Mostert, Chubb, or Scott. I rank them Chubb, Mostert, Scott, probably. Or you could go Scott, Mostert. Hayden Hurst or Gesicki. I mean, I like Hurst better than Gesicki, but I'm not on the Hayden Hurst train. I'm not even watching it, go by. I don't understand it. Jeremy's question, Chark or McLaurin flex? I'm going to go Chark first, but I love both. I get both in. Jonu or Hawk? I'm going to go Hawkinson, but I like both. I think both could have a really good game and a good season, but I'm thinking Hawk's the next Mark Andrews. I think he's that good. Alfredo says A. Miller or Williams, John Brown, or Judy. Landry might not even play that much. Judy by a lot. John Brown will be my second choice. But anything can happen with names around that range. Would you drop Sony Michel, Singletary, or Marlon Mack for Boston Scott or Cam Akers? I drop Michel and I drop Marlon Mack in a heartbeat for probably both. Not because I love Akers, but Akers has more value than that, and you could trade him. So go get both of those players, drop Mack and drop Michel in a heartbeat. Eckler and Kelsey for Kamara. You have Andrews and Zeke. Eckler and Kelsey for Kamara, yeah, in a heartbeat. I mean, you have Andrews, but you could start Kelsey at flex, right? And you can make a trade. Like, I'm weird, Joe. You know this. You're from the future. You've seen what I do this year with my teams. But I'll figure it out. Even if I have to walk into week 1 starting both of them, one as a flex, like, I'll figure it out. I don't pass up on an immense amount of value, overpaid on that. You're getting overpaid on this trade. I don't pass on that value because I'm worried about what I'm going to do with it. I'll trade. I'm a big boy. I'll pull up my big boy pants. I'll take both players right now, start both of them in a worst case scenario, and get yourself something bigger by turning it. Like Eckler and Kamara, not that huge of a drop, really. I take Kamara ahead of Eckler, but Eckler's quietly near as good. And you can turn Kelsey or Andrews into something amazing later. Easy decision. I don't care if I'm blindfolded, heading into week 1 as to what I could do with the extra tight end. Figure it out. You'll figure it out. That's amazing. Take it, run. Drop J.K., James White, or Jordan Howard for Judy or Henry Ruggs or Rager. If you need the wide receiver, I do like Judy over Jordan Howard. I'm not a big Jordan Howard believer, but if you can get rid of Howard for something, try and do a quick 2-for-1, but you're really close to kickoff. I like Judy more than I like Howard. I do. I'm not a big believer in Howard. Mr. Punch, super chat. Thank you, kind sir. I have Julio, Tyreek, 12.5 PPR, which is why my running backs are Ingram and Mack. That is a tough running back crew. No kicker or defense, just 3 flex spots. I have Watson at QB and Ingram. That's a tough spot to be in, man. Ingram's not bad. I think if you were to go after a trade, you could trade like a Julio for an AJ Brown as long as that guy had a running back you could upgrade from Mack or Ingram and upgrade significantly, maybe even quietly, that he doesn't see the value in like Jonathan Taylor and AJ Brown for Julio. I would do that. Do something like that. Get rid of Julio. I know you love Julio. You could get rid of Tyreek if you want, but I'd rather get rid of Julio and get myself an AJ Brown and a Hunt, or an AJ Brown and a JT, or an AJ Brown and a Mostert. That would get you back in a good position, in my opinion. I'd love to know what else you did there, because that seems really light at running back. You have to be stacked at the tight end and quarterback position, right? Because you still would have better running backs than that unless you loaded up either at your third wide receiver or what. Smitty, didn't your radio show this week? COVID. I've been on CBS Sports Radio for 16 straight years. The show itself has been going for 23 straight years. Hit the thumbs up if you're new to the show or you walked in and you didn't wipe your feet at the front door. I've been doing the show for 16 straight years on CBS Sports Radio. Full hour long Wednesday nights. And guess what? COVID took the show out. The 23-year streak is over. This is the longest running fantasy football radio show on the planet, in the universe. I don't think there's an alien group of people that have a show longer than this. We're in the universe. I can confidently say the longest running fantasy football radio show in the universe. In terrestrial, dial radio. We're talking about 1580 AM, CBS Sports Radio. It's not a podcast that we started in our grandpa's or grandma's basement and we're counting that as, we're the longest running podcast. No, terrestrial radio. Back when the newspaper was used to calculate your stats for fantasy football. I've been doing it the 16. It was running about 7 or whatever years that is. My math is bad tonight. Before I joined, so from 23 years to now, we have been on the air. It was at NBC Sports Radio. It was at CBS Sports Radio. It's kind of bounced between the two. But 16 straight years for me, 23 gone. The streak is over. COVID killed it. There's a lot of promotion that goes on to a radio show, getting sponsorship. It was done at a local sports bar every single Sunday or Wednesday, broadcasted live, and it's gone. It's gone. We can pick it back up next year, I'm sure, but the streak will be over. No radio show this week, but you can be damn sure I'm still going to roll on Wednesday night like we did on YouTube. I recorded my side of the fence of the show, so when I was on CBS Sports, I put graphics up, but I still broadcasted live from the fantasyfootballshow.com, right here at smitty1.com. Either URL brings you right here to the show. I still broadcasted live, so you're still going to get me Wednesday night. We just won't have the CBS poll that we had on our Wednesday night live stream and the call-ins and all the stuff we used to do. Big bummer. Very, very upset about it, to be honest with you, because we had that streak going. It was fantastic. Keenan Allen will be top 7 wide receiver this year. Take a lap, says Driscoll. I'll give you a take a lap.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
And
take a lap.
it's possible,
Take a lap.
but I'll punch it for you. These options, man, I honestly, I can't even read them. I can't even read them. I can't even read these names. McCringleberry versus my answer is neither. But Saint, I appreciate you. Saint, I appreciate you. Let me look these up. Hold on. Let me look up these names. Let me get the news out. M-O-I-Z, M-O-M-O-I-Z, nothing. M-C-C-R-I-N-G, M-C-C-R-I-N-G, nothing. I don't see these names anywhere. So my answer is neither. Neither. Someone explain to me what's going on. Boston Scott or DK. You go DK makeup. Thank you for the super chat though. Yeah, I don't know, Eric. I don't know the joke though. Is that on? I assume it's on the league or something, which I don't have time to watch. I did look them up. I looked them up in the newswire. I couldn't find them. You had me searching. I mean, I knew they weren't real, but I did search for you. Damn, my social life must suck. JS, not anymore. You found us. And let me tell you something. If you think this show is off the hook now, you just wait till we get into the studio, which is behind said wall. You just wait. It's going to be off the hook. In fact, can I call myself? Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can call myself on Skype. Let's see here. I could take you into the studio. Skype. I hope I have my other account on here. You just wait. You think it's good now, JS. You think the show is good now. You just wait, man. It's going to be so off the hook in the new studio. The content I have, the content ideas I have for you, what we're going to have in store for you on a weekly basis. And let me tell you another thing. The fantasy football show, I don't know if this is going to be good or bad news for you guys, but I produce so much content that I'm still going to produce more content than anybody regarding like current season stuff. But I'm a dynasty mother mofo, and I'm going to create so much dynasty content for you during the year. We're going to be talking about 2021 drafts and prospects and the rookies, like literally in the next month. Like, I'd give us a good month of start bench advice and appeasing the now players, but a lot of you are going to be craving what's going on for 2021, and I love that. That's where my heart and my passion is. You're going to hear so much of that from me than probably you're expecting. So get ready. 2021 like starts now. In my mind, that's how much I love 2021. That's how much I love the future. That's why I listen to that guy when he gives me the future advice that comes by that looks an awful lot like me. My league went very running back heavy. Thank you, Mister, with another super chat. I appreciate you. My league went very running back heavy, and I picked 12 to 13, so I went wide receiver. But by my next two picks, I had to go running back, and I went Ingram, and then I had to take Cooper Kupp. I got Green at 109 in the 10th round, and I love Hollywood. Okay, that's tough. I've tried doing the trades that I suggested, try and get, but you got to sell high. You can't like trade into a worse situation. It has to be like reaching high. You have to get two big guns for one. So, bro, I lived like 3 hours ago. You were live 3 hours ago. You're still live. That's right. I don't know how to say your name. We'll call you M, double M. 2 hours and 18 minutes. Not that long. I've been live longer than that. For Mr. and JS and all the new people today, I'm the only fantasy football analyst in the industry that has done multiple 24-hour fantasy football live streams by themselves. Solo act. Not ESPN's 10, 15 guys rotating. Me, by myself, going running, sit in front of the computer, calling myself on Skype like I was going to try to do a second ago. And yeah, that's me. Convinced Taylor will only spell Mac. I mean, I would say early on that's definitely a possibility, but I think JT will eventually get unleashed. But, you know, an injury could happen. Injury could happen. Let me see if I can sign in to Skype using a different login. Damn. Back. Skype. Can't get in. I was going to try. I could do a Zoom call with myself. Please, Hunt, Ingram, Boston Scott. Hunt, Ingram, but God, that's so. I feel like I've been asked this question 100 times, and I don't have the same answer every time. I feel different every time. I feel two different feelings at the same time. I was always told by mom and dad that was okay, but it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right here and now. Ingram's your safest bet. Boston Scott might be your second safest bet. Hunt probably is your third safest bet, and Boyd your fourth. And the guy with the most upside and appeal probably is Hunt, but more risk than Scott and Ingram. So you kind of got to pick your poison, and I almost can't tell you an answer there because I could go either way depending on how I want to roll with my team, risky or safe. Scott or JT. Scott safer. Rank Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones, James Conner. I'm going to rank them in order of Eckler, Conner, and Aaron Jones. No, this week Aaron Jones this week. Eckler, Aaron Jones, James Conner. But I fear that Aaron Jones will eventually be in some trouble. Thanks, Smitty. I appreciate it. Goat, I appreciate it. Dried Ocean says stop Chad. What's Chad doing? Chad, are you being bad? I don't even see Chad's message. David Montgomery, Hayden Hurst, Gasicki. Tank for flex, please. I think you mean rank, and I'm going to rank them in that exact order. Hurst or Higbee, give me Higbee, but I don't trust the Rams at all. I hate relying on anything the Rams are saying, doing. Taylor or Hunt. Hunt safer. Taylor will be probably the guy later, unless then, you know. On my screen, he's spamming like 20 times, says Dread Ocean. Dial back. You're going to get blocked by not the mods, but by YouTube itself if you're going to get put time out by their algorithm if you start posting the same thing over and over, guys. So be careful. Smitty, what's your outlook for Montgomery this year? I think he could be set up to disappoint pretty hardcore. I don't trust Nagy. I don't know how I feel about Chicago. I think it's going to be a mess there. They're starting with the wrong quarterback to begin with. How much confidence can you have in that offense or Nagy? I don't have a lot. But I think he has the skill to be top 10, top 12 running back material. Deshaun or Marvin Jones? I go Marvin. Jonu or Waller? This one's pretty easy. In fact, go ahead. Take it in. Take it in. I appreciate you. Don't get mad at me. But Darren Waller is my top 3 to 4 tight end in 2020. Matt with the super. Matt, I don't see a question attached. Thank you very much for the super chat. I will look for your question right now in case it wouldn't fit. Please post it below. What do you think about Allen Robinson? I think Allen Robinson could be a top, 8 to 14 receiver. And I took him as a wide receiver 2, not my 1, if I ever did take him. Tony says best channel. Other channels don't answer questions unless you pay. I do my best. I do answer my super chat guys first, but after that I start rolling. But I always appreciate it. It helps keep the lights on and you get to become a part of the show. A lot of these guys, they're awesome, man. They help carry the channel, but I try and do my best. Noah says accepted trade. Noah, you see me be live here reading question after question. How can I go check your trade offer that you told me about before the show started, or right when the show started? I'm not looking at it. Let me go look at it. I think Noah's like 95 years old. The way Noah acts, I believe he's really like an old man. just a real old dude, still hanging on to fantasy football. Noah, I'm going to it right now, you old fart. The Screw Up League, is that where it is? They called it the Screw Up League. Noah's offering me. Here we go. Noah's trade offer. You ready? Let me plug this in, Noah. This better be good because you're gonna be doing it live. Doing it live, Noah. You're gonna keep bugging me. I'm gonna pull it up. Why won't it show up? Noah, my system doesn't like the trade offer. Here we go. All right, Noah. Here we go. Everyone's gonna look at this. Noah wants to give me Matt Ryan, Edelman, McCaffrey, and Hardman. And he wants to take Lamar, Josh Jacobs, Samuel, and J.K. Dobbins. Grant, thank you for the super chat. Grant says Cohen or Fournette. Pick one. Gallup, Parker, Lamb. Parker, really good last year. Parker was amazing. Thoughts on James Robinson? I like Robinson. I like Robinson more than I like Cohen or Fournette. So if you have Robinson, put Robinson above these two. Fournette probably over Cohen barely. And I start Parker. So thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you very much. Okay, back to Noah's offer. Lamar, Jacobs, Samuel, J.K. Dobbins for McCaffrey, essentially. No, Noah. No. No, Noah. Here are the answers to Noah's trade offer. No way. Decline. Dried Ocean likes it. He says take it. Here's the thing, guys. Jacobs is close enough to McCaffrey that sending Jacobs packing would be a huge mistake. Huge mistake. My phone timed out there. And let's just see who my team was. On this team, I forget who I have. Screw Up League team. So I do have A. Rogers on the bench, but here's my team. Yeah, I mean, I'd have Clyde and McCaffrey and Waller, and that's like it. No. No, Noah. No, Noah. Thank you for the offer, though. Lamar for Ryan. Come on. Come on, sis. Okay, let's get rid of these here. Noah, I appreciate the offer, though. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Send me one then. I did send you one. I sent you, let's see, Noah. I'm going to send you a trade right now. I try to get AJ Brown. I sent you Ingram and Debo for AJ Brown, and you said no. That was what I sent you. That's the last offer you're getting from me. Take it or leave it. Let's roll. Predicting Jacobs gets injured early, says JS. He had the shoulder injury, didn't have a freaking, full college season ever at Alabama. His biggest season ever was a 600-yard rushing season. So you could look at that two ways. Jacobs, talking about Josh Jacobs. You could say Jacobs won't shoulder, no pun intended, with his hurt shoulder, the load well because he never did it in college. We don't know what we're looking at. But you could also say that he's fresh, doesn't have a lot of mileage, and we saw enough out of him last year that he's elite, running back, and they're going to give him more PPR work. I get both sides. Everybody's got an angle and opinion, and no one's wrong yet because it's why we play the game. It's why we play the game. Judy or Taylor, I think Taylor's a little bit safer. I'm sorry, Judy's a little bit safer, but Taylor has some big upside. I think I'd go Judy this week and wait on Taylor and figure out what's what. I don't feel bad if Taylor goes off. You don't know what you're getting, and you have a bunch of sharing going on. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Football Sunday is upon us. J.K. Dobbins, Thomas, or Moss. Give me Moss, I think. Chark, Boyd, or Woods. I go Chark. Kenny Golladay or A-Rob for the whole season. Obviously, Galladay's out tomorrow. I'm going to say, Golladay from week 2 on. Robert says you're the man. Thank you. You're the man. Lev Bell or Boston Scott. This week I'm going Boston Scott, man. The volume should be there. Drop Goddard or Hawkinson and pick up
Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap.
Where is this graphic? You must have missed the beginning of the show. Gingers. TJ Hawkinson is the next Kittle. So, don't drop him. Start him. And I appreciate you. All hail. Boston Scott or AJ Green. Give me Boston, baby. Flex Judy, Edelman, or Shepard. Give me Judy. With Sutton out, hampered, whatever. It's the Judy show. He's so good. He's polished. He's ready. Judy's an elite route runner. So good. It's going to be so tough to contain even as a rookie. He looks like a 2-3 year veteran on the field right now. A-Rob, Cup, Juju. I'm going to rank him. Juju barely. A-Rob, and then Cup. Might not be the most popular order, but that's my order. It's my show. Ice, Tannehill, in that order. Matt Ryan. I was going to ask Hawkinson or Fant. That's right. It doesn't deserve the button. Hawk for me. But, you're not crazy to like Fant. Especially if Sutton's out. I mean, Fant could do really well. I like them both. Bell or Chark for Godwin. Bell and Chark for Godwin. No, keep Godwin. I love Chark, but keep Godwin. Figure out another way to get Godwin, though. If he's willing to trade Godwin, you can get him. You can still get him. Guy in my league has Christian McCaffrey, Carson Connor with DK and Sutton. Should I try Julio for Connor and DK? Yeah. That's the kind of move I'm talking about, bro. I'm not like huge on Connor, but he's set up pretty good. You might even be able to trade him laterally for, a Jonathan Taylor, and then you're back in that exact same place I told you to get in, which is DK and JT for Julio. I'd like that. Make sure you feel comfortable with it, though, mister. If you love Julio, you can't be trading away guys you love just because I say it. Make sure you're on board with it, too, like you're on the fence. Not that you hate Julio, but you see the value in that trade and you like the other guys you're getting. I'd hate for you to hate your team and you're just doing it because, you're like, oh, I guess I got to make a move or I'm going to loot. Like, make sure you love your players. Don't trade for guys you don't believe in. I like DK myself. I think DK is going to be a top 12 wide receiver, top 14 at least. Scroll up and read the super chat I sent you, please. Steven says, Steven, I will do that. Let me look for it. Sorry, Steven, if I missed it. Steven. Sorry, Steven. Have Odell Beckham Jr. at flex, but he didn't fare well versus the Ravens last year. Would you play James Robinson over Odell? I would, Steven. I like Odell. They're going to throw a lot in this game because I think with a depleted, defense, they're going to get scored on early and often and be down pretty early. So I think Odell could have a decent game, but I like Robinson's guaranteed touches. Close to guaranteed. From what we're hearing, they feel guaranteed. anything can happen. But I think you really need to go with Robinson. Robinson's in for a big day. He could either be dropped by everybody known to man on Tuesday. That could happen. We've seen it happen before. He could get 4 carries, and everyone's like, what in the hell? Everybody and their mother was reporting that this Robinson guy was going to get 15, 20 carries. He gets 4 carries, and they don't even use him. You know, that could happen. That could easily happen. But it sounds like the volume's there, and I feel like he's safer than Odell this week. Boston Scott would be too. But, you know, Odell has a lot of upside, and if they're down and throwing the ball a ton, mister, I'm not going to lie to you. I could easily see 100 yards and 2 touchdowns for Odell, you know, but I think you could easily see, 40 yards the next 2 weeks in a row, and then you start benching Odell again, and then he goes off again. Like, that's the kind of year Odell could have, and why I kind of avoided him, but he's got the upside. So I kind of feel like yeah, Mr. Punch, that's the deal I do. I do something like that. Thank you for the super chats, people. 2 questions. Flex help. AJ Green, Preston Williams, Jalen Rager. I have Fournette, Sutton on the bench. Sutton, you're not going to play. You got offer Mike Thomas and Ingram for Christian McCaffrey. Yes, yes, yes. Go do that. Go get Christian McCaffrey right now. 2-part question. I'm looking for the 2 questions. I don't know if you're asking me who to start there. I'd rank your players if that's what you're asking me. AJ Green, Williams, Rager, or maybe AJ Green, Fournette, Williams, Rager in that order. If you're asking me how to rank them, Sutton's not gonna be a play for you this week because he's hurt. But I think I do that trade though, bro. If you got another part to your question, let me know. But I would do that. I mean, Ingram's a 5th or 6th rounder, so that's a huge upgrade. You're giving up a good player, but that player doesn't close that gap that you're getting there. That you're the separation of the running back, or from MT to Christian McCaffrey. Mike Thomas for Zeke. For Zeke, I have Jacob Sanders, Akers, DJ Moore. Mike Thomas for Zeke. You have Jacob Sanders, Akers, DJ Moore. I think no matter what, I'm taking Zeke for Mike Thomas, and I figure it out. I mean, obviously, if I had like no wide receivers whatsoever, you've got DJ Moore and Hollywood, who I think are very underrated. But I still feel like I'm taking Zeke anytime I'm offered him. Like, think about it. You're drafting Zeke at number 3 or 4. You're taking Mike Thomas at, not that much further down, but you're taking Zeke every time over him. I am. I'm going to do the trade. So I would trade Sanders if he gets back. It sucks that he's hurt now. You're not going to get what you could have got a day ago, 2 days ago. But if he gets back on the field, looks okay, trade him for a wide receiver maybe. But thank you for the super chat. Ertz over Hawkinson, though, right? Probably. Like, Hawkinson may need some time, and I think you want to see something from him before you start benching top 4, top 5 tight ends, but I think he's going to get there, and it makes me want to trade Ertz away in some deal 2 for 1 and put Hawkinson in your lineup, and you got one big better player at your running back spot. So I think more so my Hawkinson's going to be a top 5, 6 tight end in 2020, and the next George Kittle or Mark Andrews. That should be having you consider moving your starting tight end off your roster in a 2 for 1 trade, potentially, if the price is right. Okay, I think we have hit we got another super chat. Last one, I promise. You can keep super chatting, mister. I'll sit here all night with you. You don't have to apologize at all. Top 5 running backs after the big 4. Let me pull up my rankings. I'm getting tired, but I'll stay here. After the big 4 being, maybe my big 4 are different than your big 4 though, mister. So let me read them off for you. Barkley, McCaffrey, Elliott, and Clyde are my big 4. Kamara's right there. Cook, Jacobs, Eckler, and then it really comes down to like a big kind of tie between Drake, Henry, and Chubb. And guys like Mixon and Connor and Taylor and Miles Sanders, they're all down below. And I'd even put Chubb like at the bottom, kind of barely hanging on that tier because I worry about him getting hurt. But I have Clyde ahead of Kamara. I like Kamara a lot, but I like Clyde more. Mixon's not in my top 5. A lot of the same reasons I doubt Mixon. I doubted Sanders. Sanders is different in terms of like his style, but I worry a lot about Mixon's situation. I think that Burrow's going to be good in time, but he will be very, very inconsistent, like most rookie quarterbacks are. And he's in the Bengals organization, not in like an offense that's going to be, more well tuned and ready to roll. So I worry that we see 8-man front after 8-man front for Mixon, much like he faced in 2019 and lost a lot of people, if not most everyone that drafted him, their leagues. I can't tell you how many people on my Ask Smitty and HeySmitty.com where people, email me advice and want advice, and they say, "Hey Smitty, who do I trade Mixon away for?" During week 1 and 2, those questions were like big name players. By the time we got to week 5, 6, 7, people were like, "Should I give away Mixon for like 4th, 5th round talent that people drafted?" And people were losing their leagues. Like I can't tell you how many people messaged me over it. I just feel like Mixon's a big risk, and I took a lot of heat for my Miles Sanders doubt. Pick one for flex: AJ Green, Preston Williams, Jalen Rager. I don't love any of these options. I think AJ Green's probably got the most upside if I had to pick. But thank you for the super chat. And Jimenez says Thielen, Renfro, Parker, which two? Thielen and Parker, pretty easy. I don't know where Renfro gets in the mix here at all in your mind. You tell me, because I've seen him get ranked by a lot of people more high than I would expect. I don't understand where Renfro's popping up and why. But Thielen and Parker by far. Parker was a great player last year. One of the more efficient wide receivers in fantasy football. If you actually look at the numbers, it's crazy. Last one for real. You can keep it coming, man. Deshaun Jackson or Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I appreciate that. That's got to be your tip, like saying, "Hey, thank you for the," because we know that's not a real question. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is number 4. Number 4 for me. You could argue he's number 3, and I predicted before the week 1 kicked off, and now it doesn't seem so bold. And a lot of people are in agreement, but that Clyde Edwards-Helaire would be not just the occasional 1.1 in 2021 drafts, but I think he will be taken by a lot of people in 2021. Like Barkley was getting taken next to McCaffrey this year. Like not every time, obviously. McCaffrey was the 1.1 pretty much. But like every 5th or 6th draft, you'd see Barkley go 1.1. Clyde's going 1.1 on that kind of occasion. In 2021, I predicted it weeks and weeks ago. And it was pretty dumb back then, according to a lot of people. But those people aren't speaking on it now. Clyde's amazing to everybody right now. Okay, outro music. If anybody super chats, I restart the outro music. That's how we keep the show going. And it's about a minute and a half song. So super chat keeps the show alive. Otherwise, I will catch you all tomorrow morning. Appreciate you. You guys rock. Chark and Singletary for Mike Evans. Chark and Singletary for Mike Evans. I like Mike Evans more, but he's hurt right now, so that makes it a tough trade to say go do it. Because I love Chark too. Cobra, $150 auction team. I bought Christian McCaffrey and Clyde with Taylor and Dobbins. Christian McCaffrey and Clyde. Oh God, it's crazy. Should I trade Cohen for Hawk? I would. Smitty full PPR 8. I have Boston Scott, Jonathan Taylor, and David Montgomery. Which two? Probably. If Monty's a go and everything looks good, Monty and Scott. Otherwise, go Scott and Taylor. But you kind of got to wait until the morning. For tomorrow, please help David Montgomery or Akers. Again, same thing with you. You got to check in the morning and see what's going on with Monty. And Monty's probably the better start. Mr. getting the super chat in before the music ends, and once it ends, I'll restart it for you. Everybody can thank Mr. for keeping the show going, working. Otherwise, I'd stick around longer. Good luck tomorrow. Mr., we appreciate you. Thank you so much, and continue to pop in, okay? Okay, we got another super chat. That means we get 2 more music plays. Here's the first of the 2. Everybody thank Steven. Oh, Betty is keeping the show alive. We got 3 music plays. Everybody thank both Petty and Steven for extending the show. Smitty, my super chat isn't going through. I hope you get this. Should I flex Dylan or Golden Tate? I don't like either of those options. I really hope that you can find somebody else like James Robinson on the waiver wire for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the running back Robinson. If he's not there, Jerry Jeudy for the Denver Broncos wide receiver. I don't love those options for you. Dylan may not even get any touches, and Tate, we don't know what's in store for Tate, but I'd probably go Tate in that scenario, but there's got to be a better option. Like, see if you can post before I leave who's available on your waiver wire, and maybe list like 5, 6, 7 names. Weather not going to be great in Buffalo, starting Allen, but I think I have a feeling Minshew will ball out this week. Plus, I have Chark and Robinson. Thoughts? I'm okay with you going Minshew over Allen. I'm not opposed to that. I think, if weather, look in the morning, if everything looks good. Hunt, Sutton, Scott, Miller, Monty, half PPR, please. Scott, number 1. Hunt, number 2. Sutton's probably a no-go. And, Monty. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. If Monty looks good to go, we got 2 more music plays. Thank you to the super chats. Oh, we got 3 more music plays because of Alex. Thank you, Alex. If Monty looks good to go, it's Scott, Hunt, Monty in that order. I don't know if you need all 3, but yeah, you do. Scott with the super. If I missed a super, please tell me. 100 underlined twice. Thank you. Lost Galladay and Sanders. Do I play Mike Williams or Anthony Miller? Miller, probably. Start your studs. Don't get cute, says MT. There couldn't be better words said tonight. I should have just said that at the beginning, MT, and then turned off the show, right? That's like the best advice you could give anybody. Start your studs. Don't overthink it. 8 times out of 10, it's going to work out. 2 times out of 10, you will have the wrong calls, but 8 times out of 10, you're probably going to do okay. That's guesswork. Ruben, thank you all for the super chat. Ruben? Cam Newton or Matt Ryan? I'm going to go Matt Ryan. Harry or Rager? I'm going to go Rager for this week. Slayton or Landry? Landry may not even play much at all. He could, but he might not. They're saying it could be, like a pitch count or whatever. So easy call there. Jonathan with the super chat. That extends it. I think 3 more music plays. Jonathan's trying to keep me up late. Boston Scott or Jonathan Taylor, 0.5 PPR. I've been saying this one a lot all night, actually. So I'm getting pretty comfortable answering this without even thinking much. But, Taylor could go off, But he also is sharing carries with 2 other running backs. We don't know what the workload looks like. Boston Scott is probably getting the volume. Safer pick. So for me, Boston Scott, but I think in 3, 4, 5 weeks, it's going to be an easy call, Jonathan Taylor, even if Scott were still in there for some reason, like if Sanders went down. Smitty, from all your experience in a 12, how many wins you think someone needs to make the playoffs? That's tough because some leagues, like, you make it, it depends on how many, teams make it, but 10, 9, I think 10 is a pretty good number, but it depends. I made the playoffs. It's like, it's crazy. Some years are weird, but 10, I think you feel pretty good at 10. Thanks again, Jonathan, for the super chat. I missed this question above by Sheldon. Pick 2, Lockett, AJ Brown, Cooper Kupp. Lockett, I'm sorry, AJ Brown and Cooper Kupp for me, but you could argue that. Ryan or Allen, I go Ryan. Sure, need running back. Need to start one. Kelly, James Robinson, by far. Over Swift, you don't know what you're getting. Jordan Howard, no thank you. Joshua Kelly's a rookie backing up Eckler. You don't know what his volume is going to look like. Robinson's getting the totes, man. You bet, Sheldon. Should I start Evans if he plays? I'm not. If not Boyd or Parker. Evans if he plays. Parker if he doesn't. Edwards or Rager. I go Rager. Hurst or Gesicki. I've talked about that a lot. I go Hurst, but I'm not on board with the same value everybody has. Thoughts on Drake? I think he's a top 6 to 10 running back, but he has a lot of risk with that huge upside. Like he could be the number 30th running back in the league or number 5. He's got so much ceiling and so much risk. How do you manage waivers in so many leagues? I miss waivers in a lot of leagues, to be honest, Alex. I miss James Robinson in a bunch of leagues because I don't have time to comb the waiver wire, So for me, I'm at a huge disadvantage in a lot of my leagues because I don't have the time to actually manage them well. And that's kind of crappy, to admit to because I'm here giving advice. But, like the therapist that gives amazing advice, they may go home and do a lot of the things they tell people not to do in a therapy session. I just don't have time. I'm my most important, like if I'm on a live stream and I find out, like say Landry's not going to play and I got him in 3 lineups, it's my obligation to do my show, and my team suffer, big deal. Like I'm more about providing you guys the content. I'm not about, that, or about if I'm in a draft, I'll tell everybody what I'm thinking in the draft because it's more important for me to give you guys information than to worry about someone sniping my pick in a mock or in a league that is not the biggest deal in the world. I'd rather give you guys the content. So that's first and foremost, always. Umberger, still here. What games are you watching tomorrow? Umberger, I watched the Red Zone. I felt like that would be a disadvantage to me when it first came out, that I wouldn't be able to watch every game like this. I used to go to the sports bar. Watch every single play, overwhelming. Like, what do I do? How do I, I don't know if anybody's ever gone to the sports bar. Like, it's an overwhelming feeling when you first go. That's how I used to watch it. Red Zone came along. I thought it was going to hamper my ability to scout and watch every play. It doesn't. I watch a lot of film too and a lot of, footage on certain highlights and stuff like that outside. I get my dose of it all over the place. But I watched the Red Zone. The Red Zone hit YouTube TV, not YouTube TV. If you order YouTube TV, it's like 60 something a month, I think, with taxes. You can add a $10 add-on and get the Red Zone channel, and that finally hit. Red Zone finally hit YouTube TV, so I'm pretty excited about that. Clyde, thank you for the super chat. Should I play Hunter Henry or Hawkinson? Hawkinson, baby, Hawkinson. Where's my graphic? Where's my graphic? Hawkinson. That's my answer. Clyde or JT for Dynasty. Whoa.
Take a lap.
Whoa. Not that I don't love JT Riley, but come on, man. Oh, wrong music. I forget how many we have left here. Is Baker worth a stash on my bench behind Kyler Murray? Depends on the options, but sure. I mean, he could be a backup. 242 in the room. Hit the thumbs up on your way in the door, please. James taking a big L this week. Who's James? Oh, probably someone's comment up here. Scott or D Jackson, give me Scott. Parker or Judy, give me Parker, but I love Judy. Love Judy this week. What do you think of Fournette this year? He's in a dude, guys. I can be totally legit, not biased with you. I don't care if I'm cranked out. Leonard Fournette's on my bold predictions, and I told everybody he's gonna be the biggest bust at running back, and he was. I nailed that. I nailed that. Shoot, I nailed it. But fantasy's funny. Full circle, 180-degree turn, I guess you could say. And Fournette's back in an opportunity. And he could be a high-end running back too if all goes well. But a lot of the red flags that I worried about are still present. But all could go well. If it all goes well and he figures it out, Tom Brady can keep him tamed. Fournette could be a high-end running back too. Very, very easily in that offense. So it's risky. Chark or McLaurin, I go Chark, but I love both. Find a way to get both in your lineup. Make a trade. Smitty, give me Lamar. I don't know which one that is. Last one, Smitty, Kyler Murray or Carson Wentz. Come on, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray does good against the 49ers. He had freaking 3 touchdowns and no INTs the last time he faced the 49ers. Why are people talking about benching Kyler Murray? I don't get it. Super chat from Scott. Really big on Jerry Jeudy. Do I drop James White for him? No. I'm stacked at running back. I can also drop Hurst or Dobbins, but only have Jared Cook. I drop Hurst. I don't worry about Hurst. I know everyone loves Hurst, but Hurst is like a 20 to 70 yard guy at the most, right? Over in 2019 land. And he comes over to Atlanta, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, the targets will be there." So Hurst has to be a great breakout. I'd rather you go get Jerry Jeudy. I'd rather you get Jerry Jeudy. Slayton, Emmanuel Sanders. Slayton. Hopkins, LOL says. Petty, thank you for the super chat. Smitty here. All the players that I have to flex. Scott. Oh, God, Scott over Dylan? You were like, I mean this in the good way, okay? Because you rostered Scott, so congratulations. But you were considering Dylan over Scott. You have a really good start in Boston Scott. Congratulations, smart move. You got to start Boston Scott. Fantastic job. If I didn't answer your question, if you were starting Scott anyway, but I'm pretty sure what you're saying is you have the players you have to flex are Scott, and you only need one of them. Paris Campbell's better than AJ Dillon right now. I love AJ Dillon, and Tate could do okay. But definitely Scott. Scott, we're starting over a lot of big name players in week 1. So if you rewatch any of the show, you'll see he made the approval list against a lot of bigger name guys that he probably wouldn't normally, but he's going to get a lot of volume. RIP James for not drafting Scott. Says Noah, that's not nice. Who's better this year, DK or Metcalf or Tyler Lockett? DK is a top 12 to 14 wide receiver for me. Anything can happen, Eric. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again, but DK's in my top. I think DK's a wide receiver 1. Flirts with wide receiver 1 numbers all year long. Hollywood or Deshaun. Whoops.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
Hollywood or Deshaun.
Take a lap.
You know better than this. Where was that question? Bench Kyler Murray. Niners will shut him down. No, Noah. Kyler Murray does well against the 49ers. 3 TDs and no INTs the last time they met. Stop it. Even Dr. Raj says Kyler will be really tough for the Niners to stop. Get out of here, Noah, with that. Get out of here with that. Does the dishwasher heat the water, or do you need hot water in the hot water tank for it to work? In a dilemma, I just had a shower and I'm doing the dishes. Umberger, this is for somebody else in this chat to answer. But I always appreciate you. So you're honestly going Mac over Taylor. You know what? The wind's blowing one way 1 minute, the wind's blowing another the next minute. I mean, I kind of want to go Taylor. I really do. I go back and forth. Ask me in the morning and I might tell you an entirely different answer. It's 50-50. 50-50. Boston Scott or Hollywood? Hollywood for me, but I like Scott a lot. How will Saquon do against the Steelers? I think Saquon can do well, but against anybody. He's matchup proof. They can throw to him. He can run. He can be a 6-catch player on any given day. So don't worry about who Saquon's playing. Don't worry about it. Get him out on the field. He's number 1 overall player in 2020. Him and Clyde and McCaffrey and Zeke could all battle for the number 1 spot, honestly. But I love Barkley this year. Umberger, you take an extension to the microwave and hit the quick 30. Oh, Umberger, they don't have on your yacht. They don't have like an extra hot water heater for you or tank. Shark or Ridley? Going Shark. Dude, you're still going. Yes, I am, Scott. Who's the biggest surprise player this year? Hollywood's going to be one of them. A.J. Brown's going to be one. Clyde has been a surprise, even though a lot of people loved him, man. He's going in the 21 to 27 overall range in redraft leagues before Damian opted out. But I think if you're talking about before week 1, Hollywood, Kareem Hunt could be eventually, DK Metcalf, Drake could be a surprise either way, but love a lot of those guys. What are your wide receiver sleepers that will boom? I like Mecole Hardman later. I know a lot of people are going to sour on him. He might become available in a lot of leagues. Look for him on waiver wires. Jerry Jeudy could develop quickly as a rookie. Slayton could be really good in New York. I think, very deep. It's Mecole Hardman. Very deep. Antonio Brown later. Every week that goes by, Antonio Brown will become more valuable. Just know that. Right now, he's laughable. Right now, you can't roster him, right? Because you've got to pick up other players. Every week that goes by, Antonio Brown should be higher and higher up on your watch list. Brashard Perriman, maybe. John Brown, maybe. Very deep. Larry Fitzgerald gets no love. Golden Tate, we talked about earlier with one of those questions. He could be okay, I think. Paris Campbell. Tough to say. There's so many ways we could go on that. Deep sleeper, whatever. Connor, top 10 running back. James says he could be. He very well could be. AB isn't going anywhere. Noah, you're an old negative. Not Nancy, but old negative Noah. Old negative Noah. If Galladay plays tomorrow, do you play him? I think he doesn't play. I think he's out. If Galladay plays and you don't hear something like he's going to literally be a decoy all game long, you play him. Evans, same thing. Did I miss a super chat at all? DK. I think I'm caught up. All right, guys. I am out of here. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for all the super chats. We've got freaking 244 people in the room. I don't want to leave. But it is freaking, 3 hours and 1 minute that I've been live. Hit the thumbs up on your way out the door. Hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. And the new studio is going to be up in 2 to 3 weeks. So if you are watching and you think this content's good now, I promise you will be blown away with what I'm going to provide for you. The old studio was amazing. If you're new, watch some of the older videos. You'll see that the old studio was great. But this is going to be on another level, and the content's going to be absolutely insane. See you all tomorrow. I'll be live with the Zoom community, people that subscribed. If you go to my main YouTube channel, you click on the join button. You can be an exclusive member for $10 a month. You can cancel anytime. You can do it 1 month, try it out. Cancel anytime. What it gives you is a Zoom link. When I go live on Zoom 1 hour before kickoff, probably about 5-10 minutes before 1 hour, I'm going to send that Zoom link, and then you guys are all going to hop on that are in that community. $10 a month. We do start bench advice for that 35 minutes. Then I go live on YouTube for the entire YouTube community for the last 25 minutes or so. And you also get private, YouTube videos, all that stuff. So it's fun. It's jam-packed. I'm always trying to give my YouTube exclusive members more content. So don't think I'm going to stop there. I'm going to start adding stuff, and I want to make it valuable. I want that membership to be so valuable that you don't want to cancel after 1 month. You're like, dude, it's so much content. So subscribe to that. Thank you for all the super chats, and get ready for tomorrow. I can't believe football's here. I'm excited about Hollywood Brown. I'm excited about A.J. Brown. I'm excited about Drake. I'm excited about Eckler. I'm excited about Tom Brady, Evans, Godwin, Gronk. I'm excited about just looking at the teams here. Let's see. DK Metcalf. Oh, I'm so excited about DK Metcalf. I'm amped about seeing Zeke on the field. Jerry Jeudy on Monday night. Will Connor rebound? Is Barkley going to drop loads all over the place on Monday night against the Steelers? What's Derrick Henry going to look like? There's so much stuff I can't wait to see. It's going to be an amazing, amazing week. Everybody, see you in the morning, 1 hour, about a half hour before kickoff here on the YouTube channel. If you forget where to find me, smitty1.com is the quick link. But you better subscribe, turn on notifications. Later. Appreciate you all.